People said this was insane insane memes. Absolutely worth going through. This is insane. Buckle the fuck up. Over the last few hours, we've had a number of posts regarding the Daniel Greene, Naomi King situation. It should be noted here that there have been no new developments on the matter. These posts were simply bringing up talking points already discussed in detail on this subreddit. Therefore, in an effort to prevent the sub from being inundated with posts which are mostly speculative and to make our moderation of a very sensitive matter more streamlined, this is a mega thread for the entire situation. All posts referencing the matter will be redirected here. Apparently this is the video that kicked it all off.
Hi guys, 2 years ago YouTube.
Oh, some of these have been taken down, I guess?
Where Daniel Greene threatened to wipe me off of social media.
Damn.
So if I disappear, you'll know who did it.
Did she?
If this behavior occurs again, action will be taken against you to block you from all social media platforms. We will take action to remove your site and prevent you from further posting. Let's talk about why. In June of 2023, I made a video and posted it here on YouTube. It was titled, "A Conversation About Manipulation, Consent, and Assault."
Uh-oh.
It was a general video on, just a discussion of consent and assault and all that. In it, I gave a very brief and vague personal example. I said that
Can we at least 1.5 it? Just for you, buddy.
Had a friend turn out to not be a friend, and that he assaulted me, and that I had been in contact with a person who said he assaulted her. Again, I did not identify who I was talking about at all. I did not say what this person's name was. I did not describe what they looked like. I did not describe where they lived, where they were from, what they did for work. Nothing. 8 days later, I received a cease and desist from Daniel Greene's lawyer.
Damn.
Threatening me with a lawsuit, demanding that I take that video down in 24 hours, or they would sue me for slander and defamation, they would bury me under legal fees, and they would wipe me off of...
Damn, 24-hour cease and desist.
social media. Again, I never said that that video was about Daniel. Not once. I never identified who it was about. I go to Vegas often to get tattooed. Daniel knows that. In fact, that was something that I said to his lawyer. I told his lawyer, I go to Vegas often to get tattooed. Daniel knows that. If he thinks that video is about him, that just says something about how he views his own behavior. So I did not take that video down. They gave me 24 hours or they would sue me. I never heard back from his lawyer, despite the fact that I asked her a direct question. She called him a medical professional.
For the last video, blank. Okay, wait. Oh. Can you please explain to me how he's a medical? Oh, okay.
She called him a medical professional. As far as I know, I don't.
Okay. Does anybody know when she posted this whatever video a year ago, were people in the comment section like identifying him, or did this literally just like come out of nowhere?
I think he's a doctor. I'm assuming that was a typo, or they forgot to remove it from the template. You
should watch the first video before this one. Well, it sounds like that first video, there was only a small segment that even mentioned him, but not even directly, but just like the situation. So what is the... I don't think we need to watch that whole first video. No one knew? Okay.
I sent this cease and desist to someone, and she's read a lot of them in her life, and she said that this was one of the most aggressive cease and desists she had ever read in her life. She also said that if she hadn't known what this was about, she would have thought it was a cease and desist in regards to a bad review on Yelp for a doctor. Because they brought up Yelp like 8 times. They didn't want me talking about him ever again. But again, I never said that video was about him. Now, they also accused me of harassment and invasion of privacy, which I'm not afraid to address. I have nothing to hide. After what he did to me in Vegas, I reached out to his partner. Because I needed her to know that what had happened, I didn't want. I know what it's like to move country for somebody and then find out that they're a lying, cheating piece of shit. I needed her to know that I didn't want it. I needed her to...
Wait, what is... I'm sorry. I needed her to know I didn't want it. So she was what? Contacting the girl to warn her of him? She didn't want the girl to have it? Or is that what she's saying? Or...
To know that he was sober and wide awake. I'm crying about this shit. He was...
This is the original video. Bro, do we need to watch this original video too?
Hey Hey guys, it is 8 in the morning and I touched up my roots yesterday, so I got splotches of dye in my face, but that's fine. I was just ruminating in the shower. And I just wanted to have a little talk, a discussion. I was just gonna do this on Instagram, but I want to hear from more people, so I figured I would make an actual video and ask YouTube as well. I genuinely feel like manipulation and intent and all that should be included in the conversation of assault. For example, about 2 months ago, I had a friend turn out to not be a friend because he did shit I didn't want, he coerced me, all that. He basically went home and then was like, "You've been the worst to me," and then blocked me and hasn't spoken to me since.
Went home and what?
Shit I didn't want, he coerced me, all that. He basically went home and then was like, "You've been the worst to me," and then blocked me and friend because he did shit I didn't want, he coerced me, all that. He basically went home and then was like, "You bring out the worst of me," and then blocked me.
You bring out the worst in me. Oh, okay. Base.
And hasn't spoken to me since. And on one hand, there was a part of me that was like, well, that was assault, but there was another part of me that was like, you didn't fucking fight back, so, you know. And I was basically this man's therapist for 3 fucking years. And as I fight back, and on one hand, there was a part of me that was like, well, that was assault, but there was another part of me that was like, you didn't fucking fight back, so, you know. And I was basically this man's therapist for 3 years. And as I slowly unraveled his story and figured it out and kind of figured out why he does what he does, you know, it was all like a revelation to him, and now he's in therapy, blah, blah, blah. I recently got in contact with somebody he assaulted 7 years ago. And as she and I have been talking, it has become blatantly clear that none of what I figured out was a revelation. This man has been doing the same things, he has been using the same excuses, he's been manipulating and lying and coercing for almost a decade. So at that point, it's like, okay, you know, looking into laws and stuff like that, every law is explicitly like, if you did something and then you regret it after, it's not assault. But they don't take into account how good so many predators are at lying and setting up the situations. I found this conversation with him that I'd actually taken a photo of. Basically, when I got back from Vegas, which is where he did it, we were still friends, but my mind was like, yeah, no, that was up. You need to start, you know, capturing the proof, because this man never said anything unless he was on like video chat or in person. But reading that conversation that I photographed, it was so clear that he knew exactly what to say. Nothing he said was incriminating. Everything was like a... Anyway, basically, the point is, if I had been the only person, I would have been like, okay, that was up. You piece of shit, go to therapy. But it's, you know, discovering that it was all premeditated, and it was all planned, and for 3 years, it was just like manipulating and building up to this, and he's been doing it for 7 years. It's kind of like, at that point, 100%, it is assault. And then you look at other, you know, this happens quite a lot, where I'm just going to use men and women as an example. You can swap the genders and not all men, but I'm just going to, you know, for example. You know, there's a lot of men, not all, that will date and say things that basically make the person they're dating feel as though, okay, they are looking for long term, this is something that they're going for. Eventually they reach a point where they're like, okay, yep, I will sleep with this person. That person, woman in the situation, she is consenting to an intimate experience with someone that she has trusted and is getting to know and wants to be with her in the long term, and has essentially made her feel that way emotionally.
Oh man, we're going to really rough places with this, aren't we?
And then a lot of times they'll fuck, and then the guy will be like, all right, peace. That's assault. You know? And then, you know, if the woman is like, well, okay, fuck, now I feel completely used, I feel completely violated, especially when it comes to the things of, you know, you thought you were gonna have some kind of sex, and then he did something that you didn't fucking want, but then the police are like, but you consented to it, now you're just regretting it afterwards. What do you think? Obviously, this would just open a can of worms for a whole bunch of other problems and, you know, false reports and shit, but I genuinely believe that, like, intent...
Just as a random thing, I guess, generally people, in my personal opinion, I don't have, like, research data on this, in my personal experience, people that are manipulative, I don't think are usually plotting it out. Yeah, I've said this many times. Usually there's just like a set of actions that they do because they know they get certain responses by doing them. But I think it's pretty rare that a person is like plotting out in the long term, like, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. Like usually there's just, yeah. Also, one of the reasons why I get like really uncomfortable when people start bringing up things like love bombing and stuff is because I find that, not all the time, and love bombing can be a real thing, where your goal is to like overwhelm somebody with like an inappropriate level of gifting, I guess, maybe, or to oversell how you feel for them to get something out of them. But some people will just use love bombing retroactively to explain like the initial rush of new relationship energy or early obsessive shit, which I don't think that counts as love bombing. Like a lot of people when they first meet and first do stuff will like be obsessed with each other for like a few weeks or a month or two. Like it happens. And then people's feelings change or whatever. Like to call that like love bombing or manipulation, I think it's kind of dumb, but.
And manipulation needs to be a part of the conversation when it comes to consent. Especially, you know, when you look into laws, it's like, okay, what counts as sexual assault? Non-consensual penetration. If you look into the laws in Nevada, in Vegas, it is only assault if there was penetration. Otherwise, you have to file under...
I feel like most of these laws have changed at this point. It doesn't have to be penetration for it to be assault now.
What is it? Grossness and lewd behavior? But that's basically if you whipped out your dick in public. Like, so you have to either be flat out assaulted, and then there's no other middle ground. I'm fine as it was, and it did make my PTSD go through the roof. And that's another thing. Obviously, anyone watching this that's kind of been through some emotional manipulation, that leaves you with PTSD as well. You know, it's not just the physical assault that fucks people up. It's the emotional assault. And like so many people consent to things that they didn't actually want. They just did it for the person that they were interested in, and they were like, this might go somewhere. And then if that person was actually a predator, chances are they did shit that you didn't really want, left you feeling kind of skeezy. You're like, you know, maybe this could be okay if they like apologize, and then they're like, all right, peace. And you're like, oh, okay. Feel like I was assaulted, but I can't call it that. People are Anyway.
Do I want to play? I hate arguing the other side of this because it's already just because when it comes to men and women, you know, people tend to look at it a certain way, but like, if you want to like analyze people who are being manipulative or, well, there's different things at play here. When you talk about manipulation and you talk about abuse of power, I think that these are two different things. Like you can be manipulative. I don't know. Do I really want to get into this right now? I'm not sure if I want to get into this right now. This is all I'm asking. Assume everybody's above age. If a student fucks a teacher to get an A on the test and the teacher gets fired, does anybody ever talk about forcing the student to retake the test, or do they just get to keep the grades? That's what I'm asking. Anybody know? Anybody know the answer to that? Anybody? What is the answer to that question? Because I feel like women will be very manipulative with sex. Men can be very manipulative with things that aren't sex. And also people can just use the things that play to their strengths as well. It's hard sometimes to identify, I guess, like who I like. This is an interaction that I see. I've seen this interaction play out a lot with other people, and I am personally. But like, there's this thing that'll happen where person A wants, or fuck it, I'll gender it since this is all going to be mostly gendered this way anyway. Girl wants attention from guy. Guy doesn't want to give attention to girl. Girl starts using sex to get attention from guy because she wants something more, but she knows that sex gets attention from him. And then guy gives her attention. Eventually they bang or whatever enough. And then the guy gets bored or moves on or whatever. And then the girl says, I feel like I got manipulated. And it's like, well, hold on. Why were you banging him if you weren't in your long-term relationship yet? And the girl will be like, well, because he only wanted sex from me. I was like, okay, but then why did you give it to him? This is also, by the way, I am a huge, there's something called a shit test. I am a massive fan of shit testing. Shit testing is just red pill misogyny code language for I don't want you to discover the bullshit that I'm up to before I manage to pull it off and get one over you. I think shit testing is totally fine. If you're a girl and you want to on the first date, I think that's awesome, obviously, and that's great. But if you're a girl and you want to on the first date, but you're like, well, I'm worried that if I bang this guy on the first date, he's just here for sex. I'm not going to find out if he's like actually wanted to date me or not. So I'm going to like arbitrarily withhold sex for 5 dates to see if he's serious. A lot of people get really mad at that. I think that is absolutely 100% A-okay behavior. And I think you should do that. I think that's totally fine. Because if the person isn't interested in a long-term relationship and they're just trying to you and split, well, then they'll get bored and they leave. That's totally fine. I think that people call them shit tests, but I think it's perfectly fine and perfectly valid to see where people are at. But I find that there's like this weird world sometimes where one side will, they I don't want to call it baiting with sex, but they know that the other side seems to be the most interested in that. And so they kind of use the sex to try to get the relationship or whatever. And then the relationship doesn't materialize and then they feel used and violent. It's like, well, hold on. Well, why were you banging the guy? The fuck? Like, if you hadn't gotten what you wanted yet, were you hoping that it would materialize? Like, it's the opposite of that friend zone and zone where a guy will be like, if I'm friendly enough to this girl, if I put enough coins with a pussy machine, then I should be able to, you know, be in a relationship with her, right? Or I should be able to fuck her, right? And the girl's like, well, no, I thought we were just friends. But then women will do the opposite of that, where they'll be like, well, I thought if I fucked him enough, eventually he'd want to date me. And it's like, no, why would you ever think that? It's not how that works. I just feel like there's a lot of like gender autism when it comes to this topic, but whatever.
What are your thoughts on this matter? So that's the conversation I want to have. I think that manipulation and long-term, even short-term, lying to get what you want needs to be a part of the conversation when it comes to consent. Because some people consent to things and then find out that it was not at all what they thought it was. Does that make sense? So someone consenting to sleep with someone because they're dating and it's going somewhere and they feel safe and that's what it's going to be, that's what they consented to. If that person then has sex with them and is like, if that person then has sex with them and is like, all right, cool, that's all I wanted, you're an idiot for believing my lies. They didn't consent to that. And I'm not saying that's what happened to me, but like just an example, there's a lot of people who have been through this. So for anyone that has experienced this, what do you think? Obviously there's more extreme cases. You know, for some it's like, yeah, that happened, but it wasn't so bad. And for some it's like, yeah, no, I felt completely manipulated and lied to and assaulted and it's been following me and I can't describe why because people tell me it's not assault. You know? Anyway.
One thing that's really hard for people to get to is that like things can be bad without also being the worst thing ever. Like it is possible that bad things can happen, but it's not actually the worst thing ever. But anything involving sexual relationships or anything about that, and then yeah, people want to use like the most charged language possible. But
I'm running out of battery, so that's perfect timing. Let me know. What do you guys think?
Destiny, there does seem to be a gap between assault and good/acceptable conduct that is difficult to talk about sometimes. So I think she has a point there. I agree with that for sure. I actually tried to think about this like as a thought experiment. I think it's a really interesting question to think of. When would we say that there's been like I don't know if you'd call it rape has occurred, right? So let's say, for instance, you tell somebody like, oh yeah, like well, like the person's like, oh, you have an STD test? And the guy's like, no, or yeah, I do, I'm clean. And he has HIV, and then he fucks the girl. Like, would people consider that like assault? I don't know. I think people, it's really close, if not over the line. Stealthing, right? Pulling a condom off in the middle. I think people would consider that at least assault, right? Having sex with somebody who's, we can do those two. When you back up more, like let's say somebody's like, oh, I would only fuck somebody who went to, to Yale, and a guy lies about where he went to law school. Like, is that assault? Probably not. Or if they're like, I'd only fuck a lawyer, and the guy's like a janitor and he lies about his job. Is that assault? I don't think so. Although it's hard to say for real, like, how do you draw meaningful categories around like what would count as not okay and what would count as okay for lying? I'm not sure.
For 3 years, he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. Sober and wide awake, and I was half asleep and on drugs.
Okay, so now we have the Jesus. Okay, well, we have the context for that now. Okay.
I needed her to know that he was sober and wide awake. I'm done crying about this shit. He was sober and wide awake, and I was half asleep and on drugs, which he knew.
And then, so this was just posted like a week ago, right? Why is she posting this from now? Dope, I'm going to try and explain. 40 milligrams. It's going to go to the pool now. Holy fuck, how high are you going to be? A good amount. 50 milligrams is fun time in space. 40 milligrams is fun time on Earth. Ha ha ha. What drug are they talking about?
Fucking done crying about this shit. He was sober and wide awake, and I was half asleep and on drugs, which...
We'd look at the bottom left of the frame.
He knew.
Oh, I see. I was just reading. Sorry. I've been taking 40 milligram edibles every 2 hours the entire day. Jesus Christ! Because it was 420. Okay, that's a... Oh my God. Okay. Holy shit! Can this person even get high anymore?
I had arrived in Vegas in the morning, and I spent 420 just getting baked by the pool, taking 40 milligram edibles all day because it was fucking 420. I went to sleep because his flight was going to land late in the evening, and it would be about midnight before he would arrive. I specifically asked him to bring coffee if he...
That's not that extreme if you're an everyday user. If you smoke a decent amount every day, sure, that's a lot of edibles. I think even to people that regularly smoke, unless you're smoking like every morning, every night, I feel like 40 milligram edibles every 2 hours, I feel like that's a lot of edibles. That's a lot of weed. Holy shit.
And it would be about midnight before he would arrive. I specifically asked him to bring coffee if he wanted to stay up and talk.
Could you buy iced coffee or something at CVS in case we want to stay up and talk? I'm going to try and sleep now. I had a big dinner. It works for me. Okay. This was before... Oh, this is after she got the cease and desist. Oh, damn it. She's going full steam ahead. She said, sue me, motherfucker. Okay.
Specifically asked him to bring coffee. He said, nope, let's just sleep. We'll hang out in the morning. He turned up at midnight, sober and awake, and pressured me, half asleep and on drugs, into sexual things that he and I had agreed beforehand would not happen. I repeatedly asked him if we could just sleep and talk in the morning. I was halfway through a sentence when he pushed me over and shoved his tongue in my mouth. He repeatedly tried to stick his penis in me, saying, come on, just a kid. I repeatedly pushed his penis away, saying, I'm not having sex without lube, I'm not having sex without lube, I'm not having sex without lube. Because I have medical conditions. One of which is idiopathic hypogonadotrophic hypogonadism. It can make sex very painful for me. I cannot self-lubricate or stretch, which he knows. He kept trying to shove it in me. I kept...
Wait, this is almost 2 years after she got the cease and desist. Oh, holy fuck. Wait, really? Wait. The date, what was the date of this video that we're watching right now? This is a re-upload. Was this uploaded within like a week ago? I feel like that's when we saw this, right? Yes, okay. It said it in the description. Oh, uploaded February 10th. Okay. Wait, why is she bringing up this if the cease and desist was 2 years ago then? I'm so confused. Okay, whatever.
Pushing his dick away, just repeating, I'm not having sex, I'm not having sex, jerking off onto me, moaning about how long he'd dreamt about it. It was fucking disgusting. The shit he said. I was half asleep and on drugs. I didn't fucking want it. He told me he wanted to take me on a friendship trip. He told me he wanted to spoil me as a friend. We agreed beforehand we were just friends. He turned up at midnight and immediately went against his word. I didn't have time to think. Anyway, I reached out to his girlfriend because I felt like shit. And I know what it's like to be cheated on, and it fucking sucks. She replied and asked me...
Wait, what? Wait, what? This is such a weird... Wait, what? The fixation on it is weird. Like, I dated this guy, and he beat the shit out of me. He used to take a barbed wire fence and saw into the fatty tissue of my leg, and he would cut me up, and it was so horrible, and I had to go to the hospital multiple times, blood transfusions, and then I saw that he was dating someone else, and then I messaged her, because I wanted to know how horrible it was when people steal food out of your refrigerator. Like, I feel like why would you contact her about the cheating? That seems like the least of the stuff that we were just talking about, but okay. I feel like the rape is assuming that everything happened as she said. I feel like that'd be the bigger thing, but okay.
Went against his word. I didn't have time to think. Anyway, I reached out to his girlfriend because I felt like shit. And I know what it's like to be cheated on, and it sucks. She replied...
Because that's the thing relevant to the girlfriend? Oh, hold on. He was dating... Okay, sorry. I don't have the dates for this in my brain at all. So he was dating another girl. Okay, never mind. That makes way more sense. Okay. During this incident, he wasn't with her. He was with his girlfriend, and Naomi was the thing. Gotcha. Okay.
Lied and asked me for the truth. She asked me for the truth. I was at the airport when I received truth.
Naomi, for 2 years, what exactly went on behind my back between you two? I would like to at least hear your words, too. Okay.
She asked me for the truth. I was at the airport when I received that message. I headed home to send her the truth. By the time I got home, she had asked me to leave her alone, which I completely understood. So I respected that, and I left her alone. A handful of days later, she reached out to me again to call me a vile, despicable human being.
I feel like I finally know the full truth. You both are vile, despicable human beings. To do this to another person over years, I'm revolted by the mere sight of you.
It was that message that made it very clear to me that she had been asking him for the truth, and he was still lying. There's no way in fucking hell you do that to me and then use me as a fucking scapegoat.
We were not having an affair. He was begging me for one. I talked him down from cheating multiple times. It was always the conventions that got him. Oh God, not the gamer conventions. Or I guess the book conventions? Okay. One of the, or at least I hear this repeated a ton, or I guess I see it in the relationship subreddit, is one of the big fears is if a guy or girl is trying to cheat with a friend, if the friend tells the guy or girl that whose partner is trying to cheat with them or whatever, is you run the risk of the guy just believing the guy or the girl believing the partner, and then you lose that friend. That's apparently it's a common experience. But
Jesus Christ. Fucking disgusting. So, because she had once asked me for the truth and made it blatantly clear she had been asking him for it and that he was still lying, I sent her 8 pages that I had written, because this is how I fucking deal with shit. If I have something to say with somebody, I write it down and I make them listen. Because this is how I deal with shit. If I have something to...
I have done this for friends and family. If I have something to say, I get it down and I make them listen.
Say with somebody, I write it down and I make them listen. This was written and read to Daniel weeks before all of this. 8 pages. 1.5 pages of this was me calling him out for the way he had been treating me for 3 years. And 6.5 pages was me calling him out for his behavior in relationships and all the shit that he had been saying and
Destiny, I can see that happening. You think you have a trusting friend until they're in love with someone. Well, if the partner's cheated for the first time, then the reason why is because it's easier to believe that your partner didn't cheat and the friend is lying because they're jealous or whatever than to believe your partner cheated. So some people will just buy that instead. That's a, damn, she's just ripping out one message there. She's got 8 pages written here and she just pulls out one non-time-stamped, okay, based, okay.
pages was me calling him out for his behavior in relationships and all the shit that he had been saying and doing behind his partner's back for 2 years. I had proof that I f***ing fought for her. I had proof that I fought for their relationship. I begged him to f***ing talk to her for 2 f***ing years.
Is she saying he raped her and then they continued a relationship for a long time after? She made it sound like she got raped and then told his girlfriend that she had sex with him and now is trying to spin it like she told... Well, no, I mean, it sounds like he didn't quite get it inside of her. I think that's what I took from her story, but he was trying or pressuring her a lot, but they ended up not doing anything. And then she went to tell his girlfriend and then she hated her for it, I guess. Or hates them both. He jerked off on her. Okay.
Only to have him lie to get me alone, pressure me to sexual things that he agreed wouldn't happen, and then go home and use me as a scapegoat. She wanted the truth. He was still lying. He said she deserved to know everything, okay? He said she deserved to know everything.
Okay, Jesus, we got the fucking CIA over here. Okay. Publishing redacted intelligence reports. She deserved to know. Has somebody... Oh, wait. She didn't even... Wait, did she do this improperly? Oh, no, okay. It looked like it was see-through. Be careful with your... I've seen some people will post things online, and I think they're using like a phone thing to get rid of words. My guess is if you ran this through an AI, though, I bet it could tell you because you've got the hanging... I bet it could tell you exactly what this statement is. I'm surprised somebody hasn't already. I bet somebody already has, actually. But... You shouldn't leave so much of this visible, but she deserved to know. Oh my God, you didn't deserve this. I fucked up. I started acting like the voices in my head tell me I am. Oh, I love when people are texting like they're in a movie. Hell yeah.
And by golly, did I agree. In fact, I had 8 pages...
That's when you're getting some juicy, some cinema.
Everything, okay? He said she deserved to know everything, and by golly, did I agree. In fact, I had 8 pages of proof that I'd been telling him that for 2 years. So I sent it to her. If he had truly told her everything, this shouldn't have made a difference, but it looks like it did. And in case he is denying having ever heard this, here is the exact date and time I told him about it, the exact... But it looks like it did. And in case he is denying having ever heard this, here is the exact...
I've had some time to figure out my thoughts and write them down. Let me know when you can talk again. I probably won't have time tomorrow, but the days after I'll have time. Okay, sounds good. Want me to put something on the calendar? For sure. Today I'm free till 2 p.m.-ish, which would be 5 p.m.-ish your time, or the day after onwards. Let me know when you can have another talk. Would you have any time later at all? What? Are we going to get to the point of like, what is the, why is all this public? Why are they all talking about this on YouTube now? What was the point about any of this?
Date and time I told him about it, the exact date and time I followed up about it, and the...
I'm swamped this weekend, okay? Can do. I want to say it sooner rather than later, just because it's kind of heavy, LOL. Been eating away at me since we last talked, but it's something we need time for, so yeah, weekend is okay. Okay.
Exact date and time we had that call.
Video chat, 49 minutes. Okay.
He thanked me for this. He thanked me on call, which I obviously don't have proof of. I unfortunately did not record our conversations. But 10 days later...
Isn't this because he filed a cease and desist after she posted the first video we watched? Yeah, but it sounds like, if I've got the dates right, that first cease and desist was like from 2 years ago. So why is she posting this a week ago?
Completely of his own accord, he...
Just want to say thank you for the little wake-up call again. It meant a lot and motivated me to restart therapy. I'm glad I did something. When did you start again? I'll be starting the week back from Vegas. Nice.
But 10 days later, completely of his own accord, he reached out to me again to thank me again for this very real wake-up call. Okay? I have proof that he heard this and that he thanked me for it. I have proof he said she deserved to know the truth, and I have proof that she asked me for the truth. Weeks after that happened, I made my video, a conversation about manipulation, consent, and assault. I did not think he was keeping tabs on me.
A conversation about manipulation, consent, and assault went up June 19th. That was 7 weeks after he and I went no contact. 7.
At the time I received the cease and desist, I was already going through something. I was already dealing with some trauma. Oh, and by the way, he knew that I already had PTSD from previous trauma. I was already going through some shit. But this made it so much worse. Finding out that someone who hurt you is keeping tabs on you and watching you, even though they blocked you. I kept that video fucking vague, and I did it.
So he said, all of these messages are before he allegedly assaulted her. That happened on 4/20, and these are from March/early April. Okay. I don't know if that matters or not, but that's a chatter really wants you to know that.
On purpose because I didn't want to start shit. I never said it was about him, and I'm not saying that it is. What I am saying is that he said it was about him, and that he threatened to sue me if I didn't take it down within 24 hours. But I left it up, and it's been up for almost 2 years. I know people are going to ask me why I didn't say something earlier. I wasn't ready. I mean, I thought I was ready, but I Jesus Christ. I guess not.
What is the goal? I don't understand this. Maybe I'm just not enough of the Zoomer age. People asked me when I was going to talk about this. Why? Why do you, what is the, like, why? Like, finally, now I need to say my piece publicly and everything. Like, why? What is the point?
But I have to do this. I have stayed silent for almost 2 years, and that silence has not been good for my mental health. I don't think I will ever truly know peace if I allow him to silence me.
Okay.
And in case you're wondering if there have been any allegations against Daniel, there was.
Uh-oh.
He told me about it. That's the only reason I know about it.
He's a rapist. He raped me in the summer of 2016. He's a YouTuber now with hundreds of thousands of followers. Please do not follow him. He uses social justice issues for his own gain. As a white, straight man. Oh no. He did many things to me without my consent. And then he raped me. And then left me to leave his father's house bleeding. Fuck you, Daniel. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Feel free to reblog honestly. I don't care anymore. I can't handle holding it in. Wow.
He told me it was false, and that there's no way it could be true because he wasn't there at the time. Turns out he told Discord something different.
Oh no, not the Discord rooms. It's never good when Discord's involved. Does this sound like a fake cry to you? I don't know. There's no way you can ever tell if somebody's fake crying. I don't know if this person sounds like when they're normally crying. No, everybody's like, oh, fake cry, fake cry. I don't know. She could legitimately be crying. She could legitimately be lying and legitimately crying. There's no way to just know if somebody's fake crying. I don't know why everybody pretends that they can like, oh, I know 100% there's a fake cry. Well, how can you possibly know that?
That's the only reason I know about it. He told me it was false, and that there's no way it could be true because he wasn't there at the time. He told me it was false, and that there's no way it could be true because he wasn't there at the time. Turns out he told Discord something.
Wait.
And that there's no way
some random Tumblr just accused me of rape at a time when I literally could not have been in that state. I think unless it blows up, I'm going to try and let it get buried.
True, because he wasn't there at the time. Turns out he told Discord something different.
What did he tell Discord? I can categorically say this is false. In 2016, I was living in Ireland from late summer to the end of the year. Before that, I only saw my dad for a couple of weeks out of the year, and he was there the whole time because I was visiting him. This is someone taking what they know about me and trying to push it into something. I literally have receipts. I was either literally not where my dad lives or with him because I was visiting him. Wasn't really looking to have sexual encounters while visiting my dad in Nashville. Damn, he hates some Southern women.
He was there, but he was only there to visit his father. So, I'm not saying that a conversation about manipulation, consent, and assault is about Daniel. I never did. I go to Vegas often to get tattooed. My Mama Batok lives there. My spirit dad.
Mama Batok is cultural practitioner and traditional Filipino tattooer. Oh, we're getting like a, what were they called? Bad subs? Anime translation.
I have to say something.
Is that what they were called? What am I thinking of? Horrible subs. Oh, those are the people who used to, when they would sub anime for fans, they would put like, they'd leave a word in, but then they would explain what the word means.
I want to breathe again. Oh, fucking Jesus, I thought I was done crying about this. If he did the things that I mentioned in that video, then that would mean it's a pattern. And if I woke up one day and saw another allegation somewhere, I would never forgive myself for saying nothing. Because Daniel likes to take his friends traveling.
Uh-oh.
I wonder if they'll sue me over this. I'm not saying that other video is about him. I never did. This one's about him, and all I'm doing is sharing the cease and desist. All I'm doing is sharing the fact that he was keeping tabs on me even weeks after our friendship ended.
7
and
weeks.
that he watched my video, and that he said it was about him, even though I never did, and that he went to a law firm and told them it was about him, and that he sent a lawyer after me to bark like a fucking dog and threaten me into silence. He threatened to sue me. He threatened to bury me under legal fees. He threatened to wipe me off of social media if I didn't take that video down in 24 hours. After I got this, anytime I got an email, it's gonna happen again, I guarantee you, anytime I saw that little notification on my phone, my stomach would fucking drop. Because I was fucking terrified. And it was his lawyer, again, coming after me to threaten me for something else. I spent a good year of my life looking over my shoulder, wondering what I couldn't say. Because apparently, if I talked about my life and the things that I have been through...
Cutting crying in the video is wild. Nothing will ever be as absolute cinema as that one girl that accused Gus of breaking up with her after her abortion and or whatever, of her plugging that ad at the end of that video. That was the most cinematic thing you could ever do.
No, even if I never say who the it was, apparently he was going to come after me for it. Sorry, not apparently, confirmed. That's going to happen again if I post this. But I want to feel okay again. And I don't think I ever will if I let him silence me. I will not let him silence me. And I will not let him bury this the way he likes things to get buried.
Wow.
I think his followers deserve to know what kind of a man he is. Because as his own lawyer said, he's done a good job building a positive reputation as a medical professional. The kind of man he is when the cameras are not rolling. He's a liar and a cheater. He is a vile, despicable human being, and those words come straight from the mouth of his own partner.
Damn.
I don't know if they're still together. I'm not looking him up. I never want to see his face again. The first thing I did when our friendship ended, I went to YouTube, I clicked on an icon of his video, and
The ukulele apology video was also pretty cinema. I don't even know what that drama was about, though, so I didn't know. I couldn't appreciate it as much. I'm sorry.
I never want to see his face again. The first thing I did when our friendship ended, I went to YouTube, I clicked on an icon of his video, and I hit do not recommend channel. Because I never wanted to see his face again. But it turns out he was keeping tabs on me. Daniel is a vile, despicable human being. And the kind of man who would pressure one of his own best friends into sexual things while he's sober and awake, knowing very well that they are half asleep and on drugs. He is the kind of man to keep tabs on them, watch their videos, and hire a lawyer to try and threaten them into silence. He is the kind of man that would threaten a lawsuit, legal fees, and social media eradication over a video in which I never identified who I was talking about. That's the kind of man he is. I am done being silent. I don't know what's going to happen.
I can't wait to get to his video. I'm so curious why he would ever send that cease and desist.
If I disappear, you'll know who did it.
Jesus Christ.
I don't fucking know. Maybe I'll receive another cease and desist. I wonder if he'll go with the same lawyer. She called him a medical professional. This was the revised version. It was titled Revised Cease and Desist. But they threatened defamation on a video that never said it was about him, and they called him a medical professional, and she accidentally sent me a blank email half an hour before the real one. So he might go with someone new. 4/20 of 2023, I spent alone in Vegas by the pool.
Before Daniel arrived.
4/20 of 2024 was this.
Happy anniversary to the day one of my best friends pressured me into sexual things I didn't want to do while he was awake and sober and I was half asleep on drugs. Happy 4/20. Oh, she posted this way back in the day. I wonder if maybe she'd posted enough vague things about it and maybe he sent the cease and desist to get ahead of it. Maybe?
And I'm not having that this year. I am done being silent. I don't know what this is going to do. I don't need this to blow up. I don't want this to blow up. I just can't stay silent. And there's no reason why this story needs to end with him getting away with it. Not when he went out of his way to attach his own name to that video. I never said it was about him. Not once. And I'm not saying that it is. What I am saying is that he threatened to sue me over it. So, yeah. If I disappear, you'll know who did it. I will not let him silence me. I will not let him bury me.
Did I sound like at the Zizian cult thing earlier? Wait, Zizian, the Path of Exile guy? No. Does he have a cult? Oh. Or is that Zazarian? Am I mixing the names up? No, not him. Oh, okay. Pause if you want to. I clicked the links at 2305. Corinne M. Mullen, I'm sorry. ESQ. Is a partner in the firm's banking and financial services department. Wait, this cannot be the right person. Hold on. This person. I wonder if this was just like a friend or his mom or something. I don't know. Is it legal to allege someone has raped you without pressing any charges, just constantly over and over accusing and continuously bringing it up to passively disparage someone? If they're a public figure, you probably can get away with it. If it's a private person, I don't know if you could. I don't know how that works because I'm not a private person, so. This law firm represents Daniel B. Greene in an action for libel, defamation, and invasion of privacy, including punitive damages, attorney's fees, costs to be commenced against you immediately. If you are represented by legal counsel, please direct this letter to your attorney immediately and have your attorney notify us of such representation. This firm intends to immediately file suit against you in a defamation and invasion of privacy lawsuit arising from your statements by Daniel B. Greene and his partner in 2 videos you have sent to Mr. Greene and his partner appearing below. Did she send videos to him and his partner about something, or are these just her YouTube videos? What is this? I feel like she didn't mention that. We are also in possession of direct communications between you and Mr. Greene indicating the falsity of your allegations. We intend to present those, or these, in the action against you and in our effort to remove you from your platforms. More specifically, the statements in these 2 videos are highly defamatory and subject you to a claim of libel per se and invasion of privacy. When proven at trial, you will be asked to pay compensatory damages, punitive damages, and attorney's fees for these statements. Yes, she did, but that's a spoiler. Okay. Don't spoil. Stop spoiling, guys. Please accept this letter as a formal demand to immediately retract these statements and cease and desist from further dissemination of this information on any platform or email or publication of this information in any form. You're hereby directed to cease and desist all defamation and publication of any statement of and concerning Daniel B. Greene. Plaintiff, blah, blah, blah. We refer you to maliciously spreading inaccurate, unfounded information that is damaging. Unlawful for an individual to make deliberate statements. Okay. Destroy the videos and cease from publishing. Retract any video identified above and other videos. Retract any picture pertaining to Daniel B. Greene on all social media platforms. Retract any posts. Retract any communication/text messages. Retract any and all comments posted by you. Cease and desist from attempting to contact Daniel B. Greene or his partner or any third party concerning Daniel B. Greene. You've shown in the past to demonstrate bad intent in the defamation, invasion of privacy. This behavior occurs again, action will be taken against you to block you from all social media platforms. Take action to remove your site and prevent you from further posting, blah, blah, blah. Okay. If you do not comply with the cease and desist demand within 24 hours, Daniel B. Greene will have no choice but to move forward with this litigation against you. 24 hours is kind of crazy, especially if somebody wants to retain their own legal counsel. 24 hours? I feel like... Well, but if it's a cease and desist, sometimes they will say, like, you need to immediately do this. If you don't comply within 24 hours, Jesus. I doubt they're not filing anything within 24 hours, so that's, like, retarded, I guess. In the event that you fail to meet this demand, please be advised that he's asked us to communicate with you. Before taking these steps, however, my client wished to give you an opportunity to discontinue your legal conduct by complying with this demand. Accordingly, please remove the defamatory post in 24 hours post written confirmation you've done so. Okay. Wow. Oh, wait. What is this? Okay. We got more stuff. The first link was when I first reached out Nothing remains of the first two links, but I wanted to click them for you anyway, so I don't have to deal with people saying, why didn't you click the first two? The first link was from when I first reached out. Well, what was it? She was sending them videos of what? The second link was the 8 pages he thanked me for at the time he heard it. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. I wonder what that first one was. Did she say anything about that? She hasn't yet, right? If you think something is defamatory and you offer a 30-day notice, how defamatory is the content in the first day? I don't know what you mean by that. Generally, usually you just give the other person time to comply, basically, right? And the last link.
Hey guys, it is 8 in the morning, and I
What's this
touched
video?
up my roots yesterday, so I got splotches of dye in my face, but that's fine.
I meant first place, obviously. I mean, it depends on where they're posted. It depends on how it's going. Yeah, I guess usually you want them to comply immediately, sure.
I was just ruminating in the shower. Okay, I'm back on another day to finish this.
Hi.
Let's talk about day number 2.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna force myself to talk through the tears, because otherwise it's just gonna take too long, so forgive me. Okay. Whew. Day number 2. We went for breakfast, and over breakfast, we discussed the fact that it never should have happened, and that we were just friends, and that it was never going to happen again. We had that conversation over breakfast. After breakfast, on the way back, he stopped by an ATM, and I told him I didn't want his money, because he said he wanted to spoil me as a friend. And
We're not Vegas. I want to take you on a friend trip and spoil you. Okay, this is just one message, but okay.
he said, no, I promise you, just friends. It never should have happened, never happening again, just friends. I told you I wanted to spoil you. Right, this was a last-minute tattoo appointment. It was last minute. My mom Babathok said, I have a cancellation for tomorrow. Do you want a spot? And I said, oh my god, yes, I'll ask my friend, but to be honest, his opinion doesn't matter. I want to get fucking tattooed. So the appointment...
How often do you have breakfast with people you raped who raped you the night before? Okay, 2 things. One, she didn't say you raped him. She said he jerked... I don't know if she said yet that he jerked off on her, or if people are spoiling. But also, secondly, for people that do get taken advantage of sexually, whether it's rape, sexual assault, or whatever, there can be a ton of conflicting feelings in a person's mind about somebody who has assaulted them, such that there's a whole host of behavior that a person could engage in afterwards. Oh, she did say that he jerked off on her? Oh, okay. Like, a person could get sexually assaulted by somebody and never want to see them again ever, and like literally get PTSD if they hear the fucking name. Or a person could be assaulted by somebody and be friends with them or date them or whatever for the rest of their lives because they either 1, they processed it and got over it very quickly, or 2, they have repressed it, or 3, they are like blaming themselves for it, or 4, they just try to like, I guess this is the repression, like put it out of mind and don't think. Like, there's a whole host of different coping mechanisms that people can employ so there's a whole host of behaviors a person can partake afterwards. You can't evaluate whether or not somebody was genuinely hurt by somebody just based on the behavior that they take the next day or how they treat that person. That's not, you can never make a determination like that.
appointment was at 4. We got back to the hotel. I went to the pool. He stayed in the hotel room for hours. I stayed by the pool, eating edibles. Eventually he came out, we hung out there for a little bit, and then I had to go to my appointment. And he was going to come with. So we went back to the hotel room. And as soon as we were alone again, guess who went back against his word? As soon as we were alone again, he started pressuring me all over again. And I said repeatedly, we just talked about this over breakfast. We just talked about this. We just said, we're just friends. Never happening again. Shouldn't have happened. And he kept saying, oh, what's the difference? We already did it once. We already did it once. What's the difference? I had a fucking tattoo appointment. I had somewhere to fucking be.
Spoil you is literally in every sugar baby profile. He could totally be in the wrong, but that's such an obvious red flag. You guys will assume so much. It just drives me insane. Like, you have no idea how he ordinarily texts. That could be the biggest red flag in the world, or he could just like talk like that. There might be things like you have no idea. You'd need way more context to be able to make that, understanding just from that message.
Both times he jerked himself off onto me. Except the second time, it was worse, because he also shoved his dick in my mouth.
Jesus.
I remember my mouth was so fucking dry from the edibles. Felt like a fucking carpet.
I'm sorry.
And it was all so fast. He came all over my buttock, which is sacred, and was given to me for sexual healing because of things that I have been through in my past. And he knows that.
Wait, what? Did I miss the sub-translation on that? What's a Bartok?
Sexual healing because of things that I have been through in my past. And he knows that.
Her buttock? Like one butt? Oh, it's one of her tattoos. It's a sacred tattoo. Okay.
And then I went to my tattoo appointment. So, he cannot say that he made a mistake and it was a one-time thing. He did it twice. Both times I repeatedly tried to talk him out of it, and both times he jerked himself off onto me. Both times he said horrific things while doing it. And then I went and I got tattooed. And it was really painful, and I went into shock. And I was bandaged up. And I feel like it might have saved me, because he didn't touch me after that.
Wait, what?
And I feel like it might have saved me, because he didn't touch me after that.
And I feel like...
And I feel like it might have saved me.
Oh.
Because he didn't touch me after that.
Okay. Wait, did she really have a 5-minute panic attack in a YouTube video? I was going to cut this out, but this is the reality of PTSD.
He knew that I already have PTSD. Fuck.
Is this performative or is she really believing it? I've heard so many different descriptions of panic attacks. I don't like to comment on them. I don't know. Because I've had panic attacks before. I've heard other people describe panic attacks very similarly to how I experienced them. But then I've heard people describe panic attacks that don't sound at all like what I would have described mine as. So I don't know. Maybe people just experience them differently or whatever. So I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay. Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
Okay. No, not doing it. Oh, okay. Hey, Teddy. Hey, buddy. Also, I forgot to mention that I did report this to the Las Vegas police.
Okay. Okay, sorry. All right, well. One response.
Hello, my name is Daniel Greene. This is an important
Oh my God. We got some White Walker eyes here. Jesus.
message in response to various false allegations made against me by Naomi King of alleged sexual assault in a campaign launched on YouTube and more. Let me be clear. I had consensual sex with Naomi King. Yes, it was an affair that my then girlfriend and now fiance took several years to move on from. I also have clear and convincing evidence to prove everything was consensual. Myself and my team are now planning to sue Naomi King in a court of law. The communication...
Wrong order? Oh, if this is the wrong order, then whoever linked all 8 videos in chat f***ed it up. So this was the next one we got. Thank you.
Was consensual. Myself and my team are now planning to sue Naomi King in a court of law. The communication Naomi King has inaccurately used against me online has greatly damaged me and others to date. I also have many other pieces of evidence which prove my innocence. Look for more communication from me based on truth and fact in the near future. Naomi King took time to launch a campaign against me, and I will need time to communicate my truth as well. More soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Okay, we've got 3. Uh-oh. All right.
Hello, my name is Naomi King, and this is an important announcement.
Ooh, she brought out the notebook. She wrote this down. Analog style. Okay.
Was that it? Was it? I don't know. I didn't watch it. My friend gave me the lowdown. Hey guys, I really want to say thank you to everybody that has been so supportive. It's been really overwhelming, and it's kind of freaking me out.
Did you just change outfits? Oh. Okay.
King, and this is an important announcement.
Okay.
Was that it? Was it? I don't know. I didn't watch it. My friend gave me the lowdown.
Okay.
Hey guys, I really want to say thank you to everybody that has been so supportive. It's been really overwhelming, and it's kind of freaking me out. There has been a lot of confusion surrounding timelines and dates. People think that the 8-page letter was written after the trip, even though I stated it was written weeks before the trip. So in this video, I want to kind of reiterate and make clear what the timeline actually was and what the dates actually were. There were dates in the screenshots, but they're small, so I feel like people missed them. So I want to make things very clear. I am not denying having history with Daniel in the past. He first slid into my DMs over Black Lives Matter. I am not denying having history with Daniel in the past. He first slid into my DMs over Black Lives Matter.
I keep seeing this, and it makes me so angry. People of color have peacefully protested for a generation. Hell yes, they are justified in what they are doing today. Fucking racist boomers couldn't even stay inside for a pandemic. Now they want murder to go unpunished. So at a real event, just thank you for sharing that. It needs to be said loudly. Were they both like popular people on Instagram, or people see what they want to see and will ignore everything else? I was about to say it's frustrating, but it's deadly. So many lives lost. Spending is awesome. Yeah, they're both YouTubers. Okay. I don't know why we are posting this, but okay.
Matter.
Even wrote a couple songs about the dude in the past, but these were from long before we hung out in Vegas. 'Cause I can't have you, your girlfriend, maybe one day. Okay, I feel like I don't know if we needed the titles or the lyrics to these, but okay. Jesus Christ, kill me. All right, well, let's go. Read the lyrics. No, you know what? I'm good. I'm good on that. Want to be best friends? Thought we already were. Crying. Prove it. Here's the context of the I will probably always be a cheater message, because I had some people asking about it. Tell me all your deepest, darkest secrets. I will probably always be a cheater. In relationships or like D&D? The former. Damn, she fucking got him on that one. She gets the collateral early on. Whew. Okay. Is that because you prefer polyamory and monogamous relationships, or because you like the actual thrill of doing what you're not supposed to do and would rather be in a relationship in which you're not supposed to cheat and cheat? I think I'll leave it, honestly. Okay. All right.
Okay, here's...
Are we supposed to hate this guy because of the cheating stuff or the rape stuff or what? I don't know why. I know why. It's because people like the attention, but whatever. I don't know why this personal shit or whatever has to be leaked, but okay, I guess it's all based.
Okay, here's some dates. January 22nd of 2023 was when he said he wanted to take me on a friend trip and spoil me, and we started talking about travel around then.
Okay, I was thinking about your book today. You do sexual tension very well. Okay, we're making advances. All right, or not Vegas. I want to take you on a friend trip and spoil you. Thought you were busy till May. March is looking like it has openings. I take everything you say with a grain of salt. Ouch. You cannot be surprised. Like, fuck yeah, let's travel. But we both know you'll cancel. Even booking flights doesn't mean anything. Smiley face. Okay, so it sounds like they've tried to plan stuff before and it's fallen through for whatever reason, is what it sounds like. Okay.
January 22nd of 2023 was when he said he wanted to take me on a friend trip and spoil me, and we started talking about travel around then.
Okay.
For all the people who are confused as to what the fuck spoil even means, I'm a sugar baby. Now, he and
Okay. Okay, well, I feel like that is an interesting to discover 3 videos in, but okay. Okay. Wait, when did the rape event thing happen? This was January 2023. That happened in April 2023, right? Yes, after these messages. Yeah, okay. I don't think that changes anything, right? No. So remember before when I said, or I'm sorry, it changes one thing. If he knows that she's a sugar baby. Earlier, people in chat were like, oh, spoil you. That's like a sugar baby thing, blah, blah, blah. And I said, you need more context we wouldn't just assume that about somebody, okay? But now with more context, if we know that she's a sugar baby and he's saying spoil you, this is also this is definitely a flirty message here. And then he's using the spoil you thing, then we have like heavy indications of sexual interest, I think, that are being shown. I don't know much about sugar baby daddy culture though, but my guess is that generally when you're talking about being a sugar daddy or sugar baby, there's some type of transaction that's going on there. That's my guess, generally, right?
Around then. For all the people who are confused as to what the fuck spoil even means, I'm a sugar baby. Now, he and I were not daddy baby. He wanted to spoil me as a friend. Like, that was explicit there. I know some people are not going to understand that.
I don't understand that. That was explicit there.
Not daddy baby. The people who are confused as to what the fuck.
I feel like if you're in the line of doing like sugar daddy, sugar baby stuff, I feel like you would be really, really, really explicit here and like drawing the distinction between the two, because it does look like he's flirting here, that you do sexual tension really well. This is like that's a flirty intro to try to get some type of like response, you know? This also feels like, when I say Findomish, this conversation feels like, oh, like, I doubt you'll do it. Like, I take everything you say with a grain of salt. Huh, you can't be surprised. Like, fuck yeah, let's travel. But we both know you'll cancel. I don't know. Maybe not. I might be reading too much into this now, but I don't know. We'll see. Do SB/SD. What is SB/SD? Oh, sugar baby, sugar daddy dynamics always have a sexual component. Not necessarily always, but I think it's like heavily implied. But
fuck spoil even means, I'm a sugar baby. Now, he and I were not daddy baby. He wanted to spoil me as a friend. Like, that was explicit there. I know some people are not going to understand that. Some people are going to be like, I know. Me sharing this information makes me look bad. We discussed hanging out. He wanted to fucking pay for the entire trip and give me money. I wanted to get fucking tattooed. It was kind of a win-win.
Okay. Okay. Jesus.
People are gonna fucking hate me for this, and I know that, but, you know, it is what it is. I'm getting sued anyway. Here we go. I don't remember when we officially, like, planned and booked things, but the trip was gonna be for the end of April. On March 28th, I wrote the 8-page letter. March 28th. This is weeks before the trip, which I said in that video, but some people are getting confused. 8-page letter was written March 28th. I told him about it March 28th.
So what is he winning? I mean, you can do escorting where you're just like hanging out as friends or something. I mean, or not as friends, but there's like not like a heavy sexual component. I mean, I think that is possible. I don't do any of the like extended sub-dom kink life or whatever though. So I wouldn't be able to tell you like the norms or the rules for any of those. So, but I'm pretty sure you can have these types of relationships, like sugar relationships that don't have a sexual component necessarily. But I feel like my guess would be it's like explicitly negotiated. That'd be my guess, but I've had some time to figure out my thoughts and write them down. Let me know when you can talk again. Oh, is this where we get the whole 8-page letter or whatever? Or his messages was pretty clear though? No, it wasn't. That was like 2 messages. You would have a whole ass conversation about this.
March 29th, I was like, hey, I want to say it sooner rather than later because it's kind of heavy. And then on April 1st, we
Okay, sounds good. Okay, we did this. Would you have time? I'm swamped with the weekend. Okay.
had the video call where I read the entire thing out to him, and it took about 40 minutes. We decided during that call, 100%, nothing was going to happen between us. This was one hell of a fucking wake-up call. It made him sign up for fucking therapy again. We made that decision. Just friends.
Okay. Oh man, I'm guessing so much here. There's going to be future videos, but like now when I'm thinking of that call, and they said there was a huge call in an 8-page letter, it sounds like this was a border negotiation for the type of transaction that was about to occur, that like they can do like some light basically sugar daddy sugar baby stuff, but sex was off the table. Sounds like what's being spoken about here. Maybe that's what it sounds like that letter was. When she presented that letter in the first place, it sounded like she was just his friend and she was trying to say like, hey, like I think you have a crush on me and we need to like stop this right now because it's not okay. But now it sounds like it was more like that letter was just a negotiating like what the terms of the transaction was. That's what it sounds like. But I don't know. We're going to find more, but or more
We're not
information.
doing that to her. This is not about what he did to me in Vegas. April 11th, he messaged again to thank me again for that literal wake-up call. April 20th, I fly to Vegas. This wasn't the first time the two of us hung out. He came here and visited me in Vancouver for like 3 days in 2022. Nothing happened because we were just friends. That being said, I do live with my best friend, so he and I were never truly alone together. So now I am here to answer.
Wait, what?
That being said, I do in Vancouver for like 3 days. I fly to Vegas. This wasn't the first time the two of us hung out. He came here and visited me in Vancouver for like 3 days in 2022. Nothing happened because we were just friends.
Where does this guy live again? In the States, right? He flew to Vancouver to hang out with just her for 3 days. Okay. We're on this is the outer perimeter of just friends, but all right.
That being said, I do live with my best friend, so he and I were never truly alone together.
Okay.
So now I am here to answer the questions. What were you wearing? I went to sleep first alone, and I was buck-ass naked because I always sleep naked. I've done it since I was a teenager. I cannot stand the feeling of clothes bunching around my skin and twisting as you sleep and inseams. And
Oh, man. Okay. Man, we're getting into some... Okay. All right.
just bad. But when he got there, I put this on.
Okay. All right.
This was how I let him in, very groggy. I remember one of the first things he said upon seeing me was he commented on how high I looked. So I said, you want to catch up? He took half a bite of one, which would have been 10 milligrams, but that takes about an hour to kick in. So when he did what he did, he was still sober. I went back to sleep, and I did remove this because I was now under the blankets. Before I removed this, that first night, I straight up asked Daniel if he would prefer it if I left it on. I straight up was like, hey, I can leave this on while I sleep.
Oh, man, there's a lot of autism going on here. Oh, God. I don't know if I can survive this whole video. Guy with girl who's expressed sexual interest and romantic interest asks, or the girl asks guy, do you want me to be naked or should I leave my... Okay, all right. What are the... do we know the two ages of the people coming into this? I'm just guessing like mid-20s on both. Do we know or... Oh, man. Okay.
Sleep. And he was the one that was straight up like, no, it's, I've shared beds with friends before, like, it's not weird. He straight up said that, like, my actions are my responsibility. He straight up told me, like, you be comfortable. Looking back on it, dumbass. I know that. I know that. He went into...
To be fair, if her story is correct, she's fucked up on edibles. This is just like a... This doesn't excuse any action. It doesn't make anything okay or not okay, and it doesn't whatever. But my assumption would be if somebody tells me that they've done 40 milligrams of edibles every 2 hours for a day, my assumption would be they're not even high. That would be my assumption in hearing it. Like if somebody were to tell me, like, I would just assume like, oh shit, you're a super stoner. Like, I don't even know if you can get high anymore. That would be my assumption. Yeah, but whether she was high or not, it wouldn't even impact much of this story so far, I don't think. Like, even if she was sober, everything would still not be okay if it had happened as she said it did. And if she was high, it wouldn't have been okay if it had happened as she said it did. So, but...
Took a shower, because planes are disgusting. And when he was done, he joined me in bed. And I would like to let people know that I have slept in beds with many of my friends, traveling, sharing the same bed. I even sleep naked next to women, next to men, next to all the lovely people in between. And none of my friends have ever taken advantage of that. People off the top of my head who I've traveled with and slept naked next to who did not take advantage of me. Kurt, Scott, Cody, Kimmy, Tay, Romeo. Like, someone being next to you is not consent. I guess I should reenact for you what happened. All right, y'all, here's what happened.
Why? Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Everything she said, though, like, I mean, that is true. Just because you're sleeping next to somebody or naked with somebody or whatever, doesn't mean that you can f them necessarily. Sure, that's true. But, okay.
There were blankets, there were pillows. Not this many. I was in bed like this when he came and joined me. He lay here, and I was very groggy and half asleep. And he started to pressure me into things. Because I was facing him, I was like, not good. So I turned onto my stomach and put my arm between us to create a barrier, and I was looking at my pillow while trying to talk him out of it. Like, I went from facing him and talking to him and creating a physical barrier between us because he was coming on really fucking strong. He promised me beforehand that he wanted to just be friends. He promised me he wanted to spoil me as a friend, which obviously looking back on now, I was a fucking idiot for believing that.
but you're also a sugar baby. So I feel like you would have some more experience in this world of knowing how crazy and retarded guys can be, right? One of the things I think that hurts a lot right now is if you want to be a person who spends a lot of close proximity to guys and you want to be naked and sleep with them but not have sex or whatever, if you feel like you can handle that and you feel like your friends can handle that who are guys, that's fine. But I feel like you need a very, very strong constitution at that point. Like if you're the type of person who would get worried about turning a guy down, then I feel like you should do everything you can to avoid being in those situations a ton, because that's setting yourself up for massive, massive failure. And there are like so many things I feel like up to this point that are like, if the guy is an ordinary dude who's not like a fucking, an actual like, can like levitate, you know, on his mental discipline. We have a woman who's a sugar baby, a woman who knows that this guy's dating somebody, who's agreed to be flown out to Vegas with him covering the whole trip, him using sugar daddy, sugar baby vernacular, spoiling her, is high as fuck in this room, has gotten naked in bed with him. Like, we're stacking the dominoes in one direction, and it's like, whew, we're putting ourselves in a really, really, really difficult spot here, but okay.
I was half asleep. Like, I had the strength to get up, make a couple jokes, and then get back in bed. But I was not fully there. So he was pressuring me. The worst part about this is that I didn't even want to do it. You were coming.
Or like, what was the
Fucking idiot for believing that. I was half asleep. Like, I had the strength to get up, make a couple jokes, and then get back in bed.
Like, so you're standing up naked and making jokes and then getting back in bed? Whew, okay, like, damn. Okay, Jesus.
But I was not fully there. So he was pressuring me. The worst part about this is that I didn't even want to do it. You were coming on so strong. I turned onto my stomach, face toward my pillow, trying to talk about it first. He started talking money. I said I could do that, expecting more of a conversation, but you took that as a cue to start making out first. He started talking money. I said I could do that, expecting more.
What? Oh, she means when she stood up to answer the door to let him in. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, that makes more sense, I guess.
Onto my stomach, face toward my pillow, trying to talk about it first. He started talking money. I said I could do that, expecting more of a conversation, but you took that as a cue to start making out with me. So I was lying here like this.
Jesus Christ.
And then when I was halfway through what I was trying to say, he pushed me over and started putting his tongue in my mouth. Now, I will acknowledge that I did not fight him off. I will acknowledge that I froze because that is my trauma response. It was all very quick. I really did not have time to think. And then he worked his way down my body in a way in which I can describe only felt like someone going down the checklist of everything they had ever dreamt of doing to you. Very quickly. Push over, shove tongue in mouth, suck the titties, lick the pussy, lick the asshole. Like, he literally was just like, bam, bam, bam.
Why do we need there's so much detail, but okay.
Like, and then he tried to stick it in me, and it was at that point that I was just like, I'm not having sex, that lube, I'm not having sex, that lube, I'm not having sex, that lube. And he kept positioning himself between my legs, saying, come on, just try, just a tip, just a tip, just a tip. And I kept pushing him away, saying, I'm not having sex, that lube, I'm not having sex, that lube. So he jerked himself off onto me, repeatedly moaning my name and how long he'd dreamt about it. And again, it all happened very quickly. I've seen some comments from some people saying, like, the fuck, it takes time to jerk yourself off. Not for him, it doesn't. I am going to
Like, what? Like, why would you even... I can say some very mean things right now, but okay. I don't know why, like, this is just like, okay, whatever.
It doesn't. I am going to reenact for you what he did and how he moaned from both...
Why? But why?
...incidents. Night 1, what he moaned on loop while jerking himself off.
Night 1. Okay.
Was this. Oh, Naomi. Oh, I have no idea how long I've thought about this. That's what he moaned on repeat on night 1. He came all over my buttock. He went into the bathroom and stayed there. I yelled at him to bring me a towel. I wiped his cum off of my stomach, threw the towel on the ground, and passed out. The following morning, Daniel informed me that he spent the entire night crying and puking, and he swore that it would never happen again. And that's part of why I believed that he wouldn't do it again. Because when someone admits to crying and puking after doing something like that to you, and they promise they're not going to do it again, you kind of think they won't do it again. So that's what I was wearing. After the pool, we went back to the hotel room so we could get my shit. Because not only did I have to like change and stuff, but for buttock ceremonies, you need like an offering, and I needed to go get my food and stuff that I had there. And then he started pressuring me into the shit that he promised wouldn't happen. And I repeatedly told him, Daniel, we just talked about this. We said we weren't going to do this. We just talked about this over breakfast. You promised me we were just friends. He kept pressuring me. I had somewhere to fucking be.
Wait, what?
To the shit that he promised wouldn't happen. Go get my food and stuff that I had there. And then he started pressuring me into the shit that he promised wouldn't happen. And I repeatedly told him, Daniel, we just talked about this. We said we weren't going to do this. We just talked about this over breakfast. You promised me we were just friends. He kept pressuring me. He kept pressuring me. I had somewhere to fucking be. So as per usual, I did not fight back. And I will acknowledge that. He did push me to my knees and shove his dick in my mouth, saying, suck my cock. That time, he also made me lie down on the bed while he laid the money that he took out of the ATM that he promised would be just for being friends on my body. And I will acknowledge I did not fight him off. But I did repeatedly try to talk him out of it. And whenever...
Did she pay him back? I mean, oh, fuck, we're back at the professor thing. Do they have to retake the class if they, like... Okay.
He pushed for sex, I did reject that. And oh my god, the shit he moaned. The second time when he was jerking himself off.
Why? Why do we need the reenactments? What?
Staring at me like I was a fucking porno magazine. He said this. On loop until he came. Think about this every time I fuck my own girlfriend.
I really didn't want to include this.
That's what he said. It's really disgusting and really mean. But he said that on loop until he came. All over my sacred tattoo. So yeah.
Where did you think the gum was gonna go? What? I'm sorry. It's not a...
I tried to talk him out of it, but I did not use the word no, and I did not use the word stop. I knew that his flight was the next day during the day. I knew that I was going to get one more night alone. There was a third day, and everyone's going to be like, hey, why didn't you run away? Where the fuck was I going to sleep? Where the fuck was I going to stay?
Didn't he just pay you for a whole ass fucking thing? Didn't you just said he laid out all this money on you, no? But I mean, bro, this is fucking misogyny bait. This was so, I bet Fresh and Fit paid for this video. I want to know who sponsored this video.
And everyone's going to be like, hey, why didn't you run away? Where the fuck was I going to sleep? Where the fuck was I going to stay? We went to an art exhibit place. It was like something 15, that crazy place. Just went there and hung out. In his reply video to mine, he explicitly said that we had consensual sex, which is interesting because in his message here, he says,
I don't agree with that, but I understand. We didn't have sex, but that's not really the point with the line. So you're not wrong. That's why I didn't want to cross that specific line. Again, I understand if you hate me. Okay, we get a clip out of...
We didn't have sex. So we now officially have on record him saying that we had sex, but I have record here him saying that we didn't have sex.
This is what they got Bill Clinton on, by the way. I mean, he is probably using sex for shorthand. He probably just didn't want to give a full inventory of every particular action that you did, but, you know, okay.
Have sex. So we now officially have on record him saying that we had sex, but I have record here him saying that we didn't have sex.
Oh, we've got more conversations leaked. Oh, boy.
But I have record here him saying that we didn't have sex.
Oh, like, did I cross other lines? Dude, holy shit, did I pressure you? The issue is that you kept going back and forth. You set it up. Then you said you'd never do it. And then you said you might. Then you said absolutely no. Then you turned up that night and it changed your mind yet again. You did pressure me, but at the same time, I had wanted it to happen before. On one hand, it completely fucks me up whenever you change your mind. But on the other hand, I know it's going to happen. Oh, fuck. Hold on. I'm going to do a quick mind read here, and maybe it'll come up later on. I'm going to do a big mind read here, and we'll see if this comes up later on. I wonder if part of that 8 pages when they were chatting, I wonder if the issue is he was trying to do... Oh, fuck. I'm getting a huge mind read. Okay, we'll see. I might be totally off on this. I wonder if he was trying to do a sugar daddy, sugar baby thing, but he just wanted the romantic affair part of it, basically. She was legitimately into him, but she was willing to go along with the sugar daddy, sugar baby thing because of the romantic part, but was worried that if they didn't actually have sex or do anything, that it would be strictly friends. And so she wanted it to be sexual, but he said it probably shouldn't be sexual, but he was waffling on it back and forth. And that was probably what her 8-page letter was about. You need to make a decision on if you want to do anything sexual or not, because it's fucking with my mind, because I like you and I want to be in a relationship with you. And he was like, no, I just want to do like the sugar daddy, sugar baby thing where we're just like romantic friends, basically. And that's, I wonder, because, ooh, damn, this is dirty too. Oh, hold on. You have to, and there's another meta level that you have to put onto this as well, is he's messaging her. I'm going to assume, because I don't know his side, but he's messaging her, like speaking, I'm going to assume he's speaking somewhat genuinely. He's messaging her speaking somewhat genuinely. She is probably already planning on this being some kind of setup or knowing it will go public, because they've turned on vanish mode, but she has a second phone that she's using to take video of this. So she knows that these are being preserved forever. So she's probably talking knowing that it's going to be preserved forever. So who knows what she might have said otherwise. Now, maybe it's not affecting anything at all, but they're on a hidden mode here and she's recording it. So this is one of the things I always say we have to be careful about. Like when people are showing videos of somebody being crazy, you can wind somebody up a ton and then put a camera up and then be totally chill because you know where it's going. You know it's being recorded. Like, aren't you being crazy right now? And the other person's like wiling out. Well, yeah, no shit. You're recording now, right? So that's pretty wild too. But even in the messages that she's typing here, though, it sounds like she was, well, no, she's saying that she did want something more. I had wanted it to happen before. Sounds like she wanted there to be some sexual thing. And then it completely fucks me up whenever you change your mind, because it probably is going back and forth, we might guess. Yeah. I promise you I will never change again. I know you won't believe me now, and it's on me to prove it to you. Am I still invited in July? Pressuring for something, making me feel like you want it, and then immediately regretting it doesn't feel good, but at least I got paid. Ouch, but yeah, fair. Do you hate me? I wouldn't blame you. Damn. Okay. That's my read right now. Okay. The whole trip probably would have fucked me up emotionally, but at least I was compensated for it. I know you kept saying, yeah, emotionally, not that it was like a big rape thing or whatever, but like emotionally, because she did probably want something more with him. That's what it sounds like so far. I could be totally wrong though. There might be more messages. We're still working our way through it, okay? The whole trip probably would have fucked me up emotionally, but at least I was compensated for it. I know you kept saying you didn't want me to feel like you were just getting it out of your system, but clearly you were. I don't agree with that, but I understand we didn't have sex, but that's not really the point with the line, so you're not wrong. But that's why I didn't want to cross that specific line. Again, I understand if you hate me. I kind of wonder why you even crossed the line, because you didn't commit to it, even in the moment. Seems like you just tried to end it as fast as possible to get it over with, like you weren't allowing yourself to enjoy it. Because of the guilt, because a part of me was doing it because you said you cried last time, I left because nothing happened, which is stupid because this made it worse. I made the wrong call both times. Okay, I'm feeling stronger, more committed in that direction now. She said, what? Sorry if that's a bad answer, but I just wanted to give you the truth. I also want to say I still had a really good time with you. I did not cry because nothing happened. Oh, that's what I thought. My God, I cry because you keep changing your mind. You keep changing your fucking mind because you tell me I'm your favorite and then ghost for months at a time because you pop out of the woodwork and tell me you have feelings for me and try to pursue something with me and then say you'll never betray her. Yes, okay, it is this. I cry because time and time again, all throughout my life, I've always been second choice, and every time you fuck me around, it hits me right where it hurts. You spent so long trying not to hurt Kayla that you've just put all that on me. Also, if you were doing it for me, then you should have put in a little more effort in regards to my pleasure, LeMayo. It really felt like it was just for you. Okay, now this starts to really undermine, I feel, her characterization of the events, but okay. When we were talking about the pool, you asked me what my favorite part of the trip was. I said just hanging out with you, especially by the pool. You said your favorite part was the part we couldn't talk about. So what the fuck is this? Don't you dare try and put any of this on me. I never asked you to cheat. The last night I said I wanted to do more because you said that had been your favorite part. And then you played it like you didn't want it again. It seems only you are allowed to express any kind of lust when I finally do it. Because you've been doing it, you never like it. I don't understand why is she posting these? I feel like these are not helping her side of this at all, but okay. Naomi, I promise I wasn't trying to put anything on you. And I didn't mean it that way at all. I am so sorry that came out that way. I meant I thought it was what you wanted. That is all. Not that you made me do anything. In no way, shape, or form is anything that happened your responsibility, period. I purely and only meant I thought you wanted me to, and that is it. I did not mean to say I felt guilted into anything because I didn't. I hope we can call soon and talk this out.
On April 28th.
Jesus. Okay. That was an interesting set of messages. Wait, this didn't play again.
He blamed his demons and the voices in his head for his...
Hi. There's a part of me that's still hurt and mad and wants you to suffer, but also I love you and care about you and I'm worried about you. You're going through a lot right now, and I've been thinking about you. I hope things are going okay over there. So this is April 27th, 2023. I'm trying to fix myself. I'm trying to not be the person the voice in my head tell me I am. A part of that is stopping with the lies. Guilt made me suicidal. I almost got put in an institution by the strength of everything. What we did, what I said, the money I gave you, everything. She deserved to know and amazingly has stuck with me. But the hurt I saw in her is my biggest regret in my life, and I've realized so fucking much since I got back about how I am so fucked up and unhealthy towards sex and relationships. There are two people in me, and I want to be the good one. I am so sorry I hurt you. Okay, this isn't as dramatic as I thought it was going to be. The voice of I thought this was like he was writing like, but I get this. That's not as cringy as I thought it would be. I'm so sorry I hurt you as well. I didn't want to hurt anyone, and my God, you didn't deserve this. I don't want to blame trauma or any excuse. I fucked up. I started acting like the voice might tell me I can't say blah, blah, blah. No one. Or wait, not only about what happened between us, but how horribly miserable I've been for my adult life. I hope you understand, but we shouldn't talk. I genuinely wish you the best future possible, but we're not good for each other, and what I am responsible for happening is something I will be trying to fix for years. Okay.
For his behavior and blocked me. I'm trying to not be the person the voices in my head tell me I am. A part of that is stopping with the lies. The guilt made me suicidal. I've realized so fucking much since I got back about why I am so fucked up and unhealthy towards sex and relationships. There are two people in me, and I want to be the good one. I am so sorry I hurt you as well. I didn't want to hurt anyone, and my God, you didn't deserve this. Me, I am. Trying to fix for years. A couple of clips from May 1st.
The thing is, man, one of the scary things is, this happens in Dristicle's Discord server sometimes, by sometimes I mean every night, is when people get into this like room where they're just like in an echo chamber and everybody is telling them a certain thing. I think they legitimately start to believe this because, and I could be wrong, or I guess we'll find out in the future videos, like there's a world where that Daniel guy doesn't have any of those texts in that vanish mode. I don't know why she would ever show those unless she legitimately thought somehow this made her look good in any way, size, shape, or form. But those, these are like the strongest things I've seen in any of these videos so far, and they totally crucify her and make it just seem like she's upset that they didn't end up being in a long-term relationship. Like all of those messages totally undo the sexual assault narrative. They totally undo any type of manipulative or abusive narrative. They totally undo any narrative about them being just friends and the sugar daddy baby thing being just for money. Like these destroy her. I don't know why she would post these. I have no idea why she would post those, but okay, I don't know. Let's see. All right.
On May 1st, I made two videos because my whiny ass does this. This is a couple of clips from the video.
This was how I initially reached out to his partner. Okay. Oh, shit. All right. Now that I'm set in a direction, I'm going to start to slowly walk in that direction, but hopefully I don't get too lost or go too far. Okay.
First, I made two videos because my whiny ass does this. This is a couple of clips from the video that was...
This is how I initially reached out to his partner. Oh, wait. Is this the video that she sent to them? Because now it sounds like she's messaging the girl. She's super mad that she didn't get the guy, and now she's going to message the girl to try to nuke the relationship. That's what it sounds like is happening. Oof. This is like classic no behavior, but...
It was sent to her. I didn't want it. I didn't enjoy it. I feel absolutely sick to my stomach. We had explicitly decided we were just friends. He changed his mind on the day. He started making out with me before I'd even agreed to do anything. I just want you to know I am truly sorry.
Wait, is she... Hold on. It's hard to... I can't see in the mirror. I don't think the resolution's high enough, but the way that her eyes are moving. Is she crying while she's reading a statement? Because the head is moving a lot, but her eyes are like on the screen. She's reading, look, she's reading a statement. Watch her, look at her eyes.
Absolutely sick to my stomach.
And they're going like right to left as she's crying and moving her head around.
Explicitly decided we were just friends. He changed his mind on the day. He started making out with me before I'd even agreed to do anything. I just want you to know I am truly sorry, and you deserve better. I said
that was acting. I don't believe any of that. I think that was acting. But okay, Jesus.
And you deserve better. I sent it to his partner May 7th. I know she watched that video because that's the one she responded to when she...
Naomi, for 2 years, what exactly went on behind my back between you two? I would like to at least hear your words. Okay.
He asked me for the truth. At that same time, I made a video for Daniel because I was in a state of shock and I was very confused and I felt very used and objectified and fetishized and taken advantage of and violated. But I was also devastated and in the state of hating myself for letting it happen because that's the kind of guilt that we live with. Here's a couple clips from his video. I wanted to talk about it in the morning. You pushed for it at night. We'd agreed we were just friends that trip. You changed your fucking mind and didn't give me time to comprehend it. I was on 50 milligrams that night. You were on 10. I was half asleep. You were wide awake.
Was it 50 or was it 1,000? How many milligrams were you on? But okay.
I feel so fucking used. I didn't even want to. May 15th, my friend sent her a link to that letter. And then that was that. That was the last of it. Over a month later, June 19th, I posted that video, a conversation about manipulation, consent, and assault. It was about manipulation, consent, and assault. Some people are getting like mad about that, like the description's in the title. In that video, one of the things that I said was this. I was basically this man's therapist for 3 fucking years. And as I slowly unraveled his story and figured it out and kind of figured out why he does what he does, you know, it was all like a revelation to him and now he's in therapy, blah, blah, blah. I recently got in contact with somebody he assaulted 7 years ago. And as she and I have been talking, it has become blatantly clear that none of what I figured out was a revelation. This man has been doing the same things, he has been using the same excuses, he's been manipulating and lying and coercing for almost a decade. If I had been the only person, I would have been like, okay, that was fucked up, you piece of shit, go to therapy. But it's, you know, discovering that it was all premeditated and it was all planned. And for 3 years, it was just like manipulating and building up to this. And he's been doing it for 7 years. It's kind of like in that.
Okay, so that all just sounds like bullshit. It sounds like he, assuming we've only seen one side so far, although he would have to hurt his own side now, I guess, because she's not doing a good job on her side. So it sounds like he was probably thinking about dating her or wanted to, but also loved his girlfriend, but was getting mind fucking himself. And she genuinely wants to date him. So he's also mind fucking her. And she's mind fucking herself, and she's mind fucking him. Everybody's mind fucking each other here. That's what it more sounded like than some actual genuine manipulative crazy shit. But who knows? Maybe she's got more stuff. Let's see.
In that video, I said that, you know, I had spoken to someone that had allegedly been assaulted by this person that I never named. And talking to her was horrific. Talking to her made me see a lot of things very clearly. 8 days later, I received the most aggressive cease and desist with many errors over.
If he agreed to being friends before that trip and suddenly tried to change while in bed, I think I understand her perspective. Yeah, but the issue is when you say that, it sounds like her perspective was, I don't want to have sex. We're just doing this as friends, right? And he was saying, yes, but that wasn't. It was the exact opposite. She was saying, I really want to have sex, but we're not going to. You're just going to do this as friends? And he's like, yeah. It sounds like that was the perspective. So it's exactly the opposite of what you would have intuited from the way that she described it. It was true. The boundary was we're just going to be friends before going over, but it wasn't because she wanted to just be friends. It was because he wanted to not engage in sexual contact. Like that's what it sounds like was happening, or at least based on everything she's shown so far.
Over the video that never identified who it was about. I replied that day because they gave me a 24-hour response period, which was not enough time for me to get my own lawyer. So I gave his lawyer hella sass.
Hi, Greene. Thanks for your chat. It's perfect timing. I was going to take down the videos for him and his girlfriend the other day. That being said, I want you to know that they were unlisted, meaning the only people that ever saw them were them. I have also removed the letter, but he has read that letter many months ago for the last video. It was not about him. It was a general discussion. I talked about mental health and trauma, PTSD, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Probably shouldn't have, but. So the 2 videos that were made May 1st, that were sent May 7th, those were the other videos referenced in the cease and desist. Because a lot of people were like, what the fuck, it says videos. So the first link led to those 2 videos. The second link led to the 8-page letter. And the third link led to a conversation about manipulation, consent, and assault. I knew that coming forward would potentially ruin me, get me sued. He didn't really mention the second allegation in his little monotonous read. He's still trying to sweep that one under the rug. So he is going to focus all of his energy on trying to ruin me as much as he can on his way out.
Whether or not anyone is right or wrong here, the cease and desist is completely meritless. No, there is no implication of who she is talking about or anything like that. Well, the question is would civil action be meritless? And I mean, who knows? I don't know.
And he's going to be able to. I will acknowledge that I did not fight him off. And I did continue to hang out with him afterwards because I was in a state of shock. And I fawn, which I hate. I feel like I had to say something. Genuinely, I don't want anyone else getting hurt. And I am willing to be publicly crucified for it. He can afford the best lawyers. Somebody informed me he hired a global crisis PR manager. Like, I'm going to end up bankrupt, I'm telling you right now.
Holy shit. Okay. This is a terrifying, formidable foe. All right. Let's see. We've got, that was video 3. All right. Damn.
Hello, my name is Daniel Greene, and this is in response to Naomi King's recent videos accusing me falsely of sexual assault in a trip to Las Vegas. And it's very important to me that
This is something I've spoken about, and unfortunately we'll have to speak about it at least one more time. This is annoying because now his whole personal life has been dragged, and the only way that he can possibly fight back against this is now he has to air out even more of it to like win the PR battle, which is the most important battle here over any legal bullshit, because that's generally how it works. But here we go.
I immediately address how the title of this video is not clickbait. And Naomi King, in their own second video, recently included evidence to prove the title of this video. One, there was a screenshot of a text sent where Naomi King states themselves that they were asking for—
Oh no! Oh, this is my biggest worry. Oh, she has to be so fucking like she's in a Yes Queen group of women. Oh my God, he's so lucky. I wonder if he watched her video and was like, thank God she screen captured these. And now he can use her own words against her. Not good. This is one reason why, I mean, it doesn't matter. This is not, this was going to be in court or whatever, but like, damn, why did she's so stupid.
For us to go further on the second day of the trip. And on top of that, they included snippets from a video apologizing to Kayla, and there was even another one to myself, where they remove context where Naomi King explicitly states that the relationship was consensual.
I wish I could take it all back. I wish I could take it all fucking back. It was not worth losing what we had. I wish I'd said no. I wish we'd never gone to Vegas. I feel so fucking guilty because of what I did. Because of what I did to Kayla.
And even in their video, they show the empty drive links that our lawyer had used and since erased for memory purposes. And that leads me to believe Naomi King thought we would no longer have copies of those videos, which is not the case. We do. And this also allows me to counter Naomi King's claim in their first video that I was unprovoked keeping tabs on them after our affair ended, which is not the case. In the days and weeks following us blocking Naomi King on several platforms, we continued to receive messages not only from Naomi King, but one of their friends. And also, to make the claim that I could not know this video was about me, I find to be absurd. It includes details about a trip to Las Vegas, and Naomi King also mentions contacting a stalker of mine that I had told them about in confidence during our 3-year relationship. And once I realized Naomi King had contacted my stalker, Madison, that is when I decided to seek legal counsel. Naomi included clips in their recent video posted Saturday to make it seem even in these private videos they were claiming assault, which is not the case. I am going to play you clips from those personalized videos that Naomi King sent to Kayla and I, and show you them directly contradicting the accusations they made against me, and directly talk about how what happened was consensual. I will then show you how in their 2023 video that drove me to hire legal counsel, you can see Naomi King deciding to change consensual to non-consensual. This video will clearly show a pattern of escalation and dishonesty from Naomi King, and it'll start now.
He turned up at midnight, sober and awake, and pressured me, half asleep and on drugs, into sexual things that he and I had agreed beforehand would not happen. I was on 50 milligrams.
But do you understand what's happened? I wonder if Daniel understands what's happened. Wait, does anybody in chat know? Hold on. Does anybody in chat know why she changed it to non-consensual? There's kind of an obvious answer, and then there's a not as obvious answer. It was, the non-consensual thing obviously plays better, I think, publicly, if that's a goal. But I think the not as obvious answer is, it's because since she wasn't able to finally date him after their little arrangement, now she recodes all of it as the only reason why I ever agreed to any of the sexual activities at all was because I thought we were going to date eventually. And since we didn't date, now that was all non-consensual. Because with that first video that she posted a long, long time ago,
Hey guys.
if you think about it, now with more of this video in context, that's basically what she's talking about in this video. Was if you're hooking up with a guy thinking you're going to date him, and then you don't, that's assault. That's what she's like recoding it basically, or redefining it at least. That's what this video is about though, right?
False reports and shit. But I genuinely believe that like intent and manipulation needs to be a part of the conversation when it comes to consent. Especially, you know, when you look into laws, it's like, okay, what counts as sexual assault? Non-consensual penetration. If you look into the laws in Nevada, in Vegas, it is only assault if there was penetration. If you whipped out your dick in public. Like, there's no other middle ground. I'm fine, as fucked up as it was, and it did make my PTSD go through the roof. And that's another thing. Obviously, anyone watching this that's kind of been through some fucked up emotional manipulation.
Was it earlier in the video? Wait, hold on, let me...
Intent and all that should be included in the conversation.
Oh.
It's YouTube as well. I genuinely feel like manipulation and intent and all that should be included in the conversation of assault. For example, about 2 months ago, I had a friend turn out to not be a friend because he did shit I didn't want, he coerced me, all that. He basically went home and then was like, you bring out the worst of me, and then blocked me and hasn't spoken to me since. And on one hand, there was a part of me that was like, well, that was assault, but there was another part of me that was like, you didn't fucking fight back, so, you know. And I was basically this man's therapist for 3 fucking years. And as I slowly unraveled his story and figured it out and kind of figured out why he does what he does, you know, it was all like a revelation to him, and now he's in therapy, blah, blah, blah. I recently got in contact with somebody he assaulted 7 years ago. And as she and I have been talking, it has become blatantly clear that none of what I figured out was a revelation.
Is she rewriting these interactions, or does she not even Well, it's basically like, because she talked with him a lot, they were getting closer, but then they ended up not dating, so now they were never going to be boyfriend-girlfriend. She was just his therapist. Those emotional conversations were basically, like, you know how like guys, I guess, might use, I guess in this way it was almost reversed, use emotional intimacy to try to get sex. She was using emotional intimacy to try to get sex. But since she didn't get the sex, now it wasn't real emotional intimacy. She was just being his therapist, basically, right?
This man has been doing the same things. He has been using the same excuses. He's been manipulating and lying and coercing for almost a decade. So at that point, it's like, okay, you know, looking into laws and stuff like that, every law is explicitly like, if you did something and then you regret it after, it's not assault. But they don't take into account how good so many predators are at lying and setting up the situations. I found this conversation with him that I had actually taken a photo of, basically when I got back.
So like she's saying here that it wasn't that the sex was non-consensual, it was just that I thought we were going to eventually date and we didn't, so that makes it non-consensual. Because if you have sex with somebody with the assumption that you're eventually going to date, you don't, well now it's assault. That's where she's kind of like rewinding the tape and re-recording here is kind of what she's doing, how she's defining it. But it makes more sense now given context for what was happening, yeah, okay.
Perhaps that night you were on 10.
First of all, directly there, Naomi King is contradicting themselves, saying I was on 0, then 10. But in addition to that, even in the screenshot they show, they're messaging me about taking 40 milligrams around lunchtime, and then directly state that I arrived around midnight. I had no knowledge that Naomi King was continuing to take edibles, and that contradicts what actually happened when I arrived, where they walked down to the hotel lobby in a bathrobe, greeted me, and walked me back upstairs, sober as a whistle.
Anyway,
So he doesn't know if she's sober or not. She could still be high, but maybe he doesn't perceive it, or she's just a functioning weed person. Because again, if you smoke or drink regularly, like you're not going to appear high or drunk. I mean, that's just a reality. Also, when it comes to like stuff affecting people, I think it really depends on the person. Like if I have a very, very low tolerance for weed, but if I eat an edible, it will still take a full hour and a half for it to affect me. Like I can eat too much and I'll be stone cold sober for an hour and a half. I know other people who will take a certain type of drug. It can be MDMA, it can be edibles, it can be drinking, and they'll be, alcohol hits me pretty quick, but they'll be high in like 20 minutes, literally. It's a big deal if I ever do MDMA with somebody, I have to like time it. I usually take mine like 45 to 60 minutes earlier because it takes me a long time to get high for whatever reason. I don't know. So, I mean, like everybody's a little bit different there. So the idea that like, oh, well, you took it so you couldn't have possibly been high because it only been 30 minutes or an hour, like maybe not. You don't know that. Like you need more information there, but.
reached out to his girlfriend because I felt like shit. And I know what it's like to be cheated on, and it fucking sucks. She replied and asked me for the truth. She asked me for the truth. I was at the airport when I received that message. I headed home to send her the truth. By the time I got home, she had asked me to leave her alone, which I completely understood. So I respected that, and I left her alone. A handful of days later, she reached out to me again to call me a vile, despicable human being. It was that message that made it very clear to me that she had been asking him for the truth, and he was still lying.
Naomi King said in their video that
Holy shit, we've got a guest star appearance. Oh my God.
I reached out to them and wanted to know the truth. That is misleading. In May, they sent me a video unprompted, wanting...
Hi, before you block me on here, I wanted to tell you how sorry I am truly. Please watch this. I need you to know and see and hear how sorry I am. I know there's nothing I can say to make it better, but I can't not say something. I am so sorry. Oof, yeah. So she was just trying to nuke his relationship after she didn't get him, basically. That's what it seems like.
To apologize for what had happened. When I first saw the message, I did not want to respond right away, but I did say I would like to hear their side because I felt that was right. When I watched the video, I deleted that message, as you can see here. Now,
Wait, is she Naomi? And the other girl's Kayla? I understand you feeling guilty and want to say something, but please just let me grieve in peace. I'm trying to hold on to whatever piece of life I have left, and right now this is just, or wait, do I have it? Oh, she's Kayla, and the other person is Naomi. Okay. So this is Kayla typing to Naomi. Okay. I feel like I finally know the full truth. Okay.
you might have noticed that my second response was never actually shown in either of their videos, and that is because it says this here. There is no mention of sexual assault. That is because there was absolutely none in the video I received. As a survivor of sexual assault myself, I take that very seriously, and had that been there, I would have had a very, very different response and conversation. In the video, Naomi
Damn, we got a lot of emotions flying on this one. Okay, Jesus.
uploaded on Saturday, there are 2 very short snippets from that apology video. I think it would be best to show everyone the full context, so I will play the rest of it in full now.
I did to you what was done to me 10 years ago, and I fucking hate myself for it. I feel sick. It was one of the most painful things I have ever gone through, and I did it to you. The similarities between your situation now and where I was 10 years ago is so fucking similar that it's scary, and yet I still fucking did it, and I haven't stopped crying. I feel absolutely sick to my stomach. I am so sorry. You deserve so much better than that. I did not enjoy it. You did not enjoy it, and it kills me. I just want you to know I am truly sorry, and you deserve better. I don't expect a reply. I expect I'll be blocked, and I completely understand. But I never got an apology from the woman that actually fucked my husband, and I don't want to be that. I hate myself.
The comment that followed.
That fucked her husband. So this video was just clearly about her trying to nuke the relationship and talking about the cheating or whatever, right? It had nothing to do with, yeah, okay. Yikes. Oh boy.
About vile and despicable actions by both parties was not in response to me learning about sexual assault. It was in response to me learning about a consensual affair. They proceeded to end the video by saying they know they will be blocked, that they don't expect a response from me, and that is exactly what I did. But then, 8 days later, I received a message from someone who said they were Naomi's friend and roommate. I just
Oh, not the friend. Oh, no.
wanted to be left alone.
She wanted the truth. He was still lying. He said she deserved to know everything, okay? He said she deserved to know everything, and by
Oh, no. Are we getting the unredacted version of this?
golly, did I agree.
I wanted to include this while also stating that Naomi eventually did include the full message in a follow-up video that shows me being the one to want to apologize to Kayla and come forward and admit to the consensual affair. But also within this second video, again, Naomi shows a message that reads as follows, and it is from them. Don't you dare try and put any of this on me. I never asked you to cheat. The last night I said I wanted to do more.
Why did she post this? This was so stupid of her. Bro, she has to have been so retarded to think that these messages helped her. Okay, okay, now seeing him show up. This is what I was saying after I read him in the last video. Like, those messages alone destroy 3 huge, like, that she didn't want to have sex with him. Oh, fuck, there were 3 huge parts of it. It unraveled, like, every part of the narrative that she was trying to establish.
More because you said that had been your favorite part. And then
Oh, maybe the weed brain, the being high thing, and then because she said only 40 grams here, whatever, or 40 milligrams of whatever. So stupid.
and you played it like you didn't want it. Again, it seems only you are allowed to express any kind of lust. When I finally do it, because you've been doing it, you never like it. And I assume Naomi King took these screenshots quite some time ago, because when I pull up our Instagram, I just see things like this. And in
Because it was in vanish mode, so there's no way to see it.
express any kind of lust.
You can tell that these are in vanish mode. I wonder if he even knows what vanish mode is. It's a weird thing. People will accidentally do it sometimes. But around her box here, where she would type in her message, these little dotted lines mean that the message is being sent in vanish mode, not in the solid line mode, which would be normal. So he might not even know what the fuck this mode is. So that's why he's confused why they're gone, but that's why. What the fuck is the thing? Which means what? It basically, it treats it like Snapchat, basically. So when you send a message after you swipe away from it, it's gone, basically.
When I finally do it, because you've been doing it, you never like it. And I assume Naomi King took these screenshots quite some time ago, because when I pull up our Instagram, I just see things like this. And in regards to the allegation about me pressuring in the absence of lube, it was Naomi King who on our second day there was repeatedly asking me to go buy lube despite me saying I did not want to have sex. And they went as far as to bring up a nearby sex shop on their phone's map app.
Until you found out it was a sugar baby, and that I had someone, and suddenly another fire lit up under your ass and you wanted me again. I feel terrible for cheating on Kel. He treats me better than anyone I have ever been with.
This is an example of Naomi King twisting the truth to fit their narrative. There were times that both of us felt bad after crossing boundaries we shouldn't have while we were both in relationships. And there was no pattern to my recollection of it being when Naomi broke up with someone or I did at all. There were even instances.
Go back. Wait, go back to what about it?
He treats me better than anyone I have ever been with.
This is an example of Naomi King twisting.
Oh, wait, just wait.
Someone, and suddenly another fire lit up under your ass and you wanted me again. I feel terrible for cheating on Kel. He treats me better than anyone I have ever been with.
This is an example.
Read the screen. Oh, she was cheating on a guy. Kel is a married man that Naomi was seeing at the time. Oh, okay. I mean, if she does like sugar baby stuff, I doubt she gives a fuck about people cheating or whatever, right?
I have ever been with.
This is an example of Naomi King twisting the truth to fit their narrative. There were times that both of us felt bad after crossing boundaries we shouldn't have while we were both in relationships. And there was no pattern to my recollection of it being when Naomi broke up with someone or I did at all. There were even instances of Naomi King telling me things along the lines of, it's better to ask forgiveness than permission, in regards to the fact that because I am bisexual and in a hetero relationship with Kayla, she has told me it's okay for me to seek sexual relations with a man, but not a woman. With Naomi King being non-binary,
Jesus.
they were referencing that there's a gray space. But it is absolutely
Oh, Jesus.
my fault that those lines were crossed at all, and I take full accountability for that. And this is something that Kayla and I
Oh my God, that's like, guys, just a heads up, no matter how woke you are, that will never, ever, ever, ever work in any relationship ever. If you're talking to your partner and they're like, you can fuck around, but only with like, only gay shit. Like either if you're a girl, lesbian, or a guy, or whatever, and your partner catches you and you're like, what the fuck? Why are you fucking that dude? It's like, actually, they identify as a they, them, bro. We're good. The loophole.
have had to work on for years.
Weeks after that happened, I made my video a conversation about manipulation, consent, and assault. I did not think he was keeping tabs on me. And in case you're wondering if there have been any allegations against Daniel, there was. He told me about it.
I feel like this is going to end with us finding out that like she wrote that. I'm just kidding. That's not going to happen.
That's the only reason I know about it. He told me it was false and that there's no way it could be true because he wasn't there at the time. Turns out he told Discord something different
Wait,
because he told me about it. Any allegations against Daniel?
hold on.
There was. He told me about it. That's the only reason I know about it. He told me it was false.
She says the only reason she knew about it was because he told me about it. Some random Tumblr just accused me of rape at a time I literally couldn't have been in that state. This sounds like she asked about it first, though. But I don't know. Maybe we'll see more from him. But
And that there's no way it could be true because he wasn't there at the time. Turns out he told Discord something different. He told Discord he was there, but he was only there to visit his father.
I fully admit, at the time, I had no idea who was making those allegations, and I had an instinctual response to just say no, absolutely could not be anybody. I only visited my dad for a few weeks that summer in Nashville before going off to study abroad in Ireland. I had been on a couple of Tinder dates while I was visiting my dad, but obviously none of those dates aligned with what was being alleged in these posts at all. But I did not know for sure who this person was until I worked with my lawyer when I sent off my cease and desist, and they were able to find out it was Madison, a person whose full name I will not say here because after I sent my cease and desist, they did delete their posts. At that point, I filed a police report against Madison as well. One of the reasons I didn't suspect Madison was the one to make these accusations was one, it did not align with our encounter in Nashville at all. And in addition to that, after I got back from studying abroad in Ireland, Madison came to visit me in Virginia on their way to Florida, driving several hours out of their way to spend a weekend with me. And I have an eyewitness testimony from my college roommate who can talk about meeting Madison that weekend. All I asked Mark to do was say what they knew for sure about that weekend when Madison visited.
Hi, my name's Mark. I was Daniel's roommate, one of Daniel's roommates, our senior year of college, so that would be fall 2016 through spring 2017. We lived in a house together in Fredericksburg. At one point, Maddie came to visit Daniel. I didn't have eyes on the correspondence between them before her arrival or after her departure. She was very cordial the entire time she was in the house. Daniel introduced her to us. They spent a bit of time together in his room behind closed doors, so I didn't see what was going on back there. But I did see her walk throughout the house a couple of times. She didn't communicate to me that she was there against her will or any intent to leave or desire to leave or anything like that. So yeah.
And on a final note regarding Madison, they have had a pattern of appearing when I specifically either hit milestones on the channel or release a book. When I first heard about someone making accusations about me, it is when I hit 100,000 subscribers. They then followed up with another post when I released my book, Breach of Peace. And with what the last video was here on the channel, I can't help but feel like it's still a thing.
We got back to the hotel. I went to the pool. He stayed in the hotel room for hours.
This was another lie from Naomi. I wasn't sure if I should take the time to disprove here in the video, but I think it's important to display a pattern of dishonest behavior from Naomi. We went out on excursions the entire...
What causes girls to get this obsessed with a dude? There are things... You know what? I will say it. I think one of the big problems is I think there is a lot of infantilization that goes on. And I feel like people can like very easily, obviously, I guess I'm a biased party in saying this, but people can very easily just like say over and over again, like power dynamics or whatever, and just like say that. And it's like thought terminating. And it's like, oh shit, well, that person must be the bad person in this party, I guess. And then it basically, or literally excuses every possible behavior from the other person because they're either being manipulated or they're not able to control themselves, or they have, it's PTSD, it's the freezing response, it's the trauma response, it's the I couldn't help themselves, it's the other person was like, it's, I don't know, it just feels really stupid. But I don't know. It feels like, fuck, somebody said it in chat. They had an expression for it. What do they call it? The yes, not yes queenification. Somebody had a good term for it. Oh, yassification, basically, or gaslighting? Gaslighting, yeah. It feels like she got gaslit, or like gaslit herself, yeah.
Prove here in the video, but I think it's important to display a pattern of dishonest behavior from Naomi. We went out on excursions the entire time we were in Las Vegas, including going to a otherworld universe grocery store experience art house that is available in Las Vegas. Here is a receipt for me making purchases at the gift shop there for Naomi and myself. On that first full day, though, I also spent many hours with Naomi by the pool, giving my thoughts on a short story they had given me about a polyamorous rock band. And then I want to finally end this section of the video by giving context to the clip you saw at the beginning, which was from the personal individual one Naomi King sent me after I had blocked them on several platforms.
I wish I could take it all back. I wish I could take it all fucking back. It was not worth losing what we had. It was not worth putting Kayla through all this fucking torture. It wasn't even slightly worth it. I wish I'd said no. I wish we'd never gone to Vegas. I feel so fucking guilty because of what I did. Because of what I did to Kayla.
I fully believe both Naomi King and I, by the end of the weekend, regretted our actions. But even in the message that Naomi King redacted and showed you on screen, I was the one who demanded we confess, who came to Kayla and told the truth. Naomi, we both had regrets that weekend, and we both felt terrible when we were leaving. But I'm not accusing you of assaulting me. And admittedly, I am only showing clips from these full videos to demonstrate how Naomi King has decided, after time has gone on, to greater distort the truth to make me look worse about a situation we both regretted at the time. And then you can see all of this come to a head in the video that made me contact legal counsel, and you will see why when Naomi King gave these thoughts.
I'm just going to use men and women as an example. You can swap the genders and not all men. But I'm just going to,
Naomi released this after sending us those videos, and we didn't respond. Already misrepresenting the situation, adding untrue detail.
For example, there's a lot of men, not all, that will date and say things that basically make the person they're dating feel as though, okay, they are looking for long-term. This is something that they're going for. Eventually they reach a point where they're like, okay, yep, I will sleep with this person. That person, woman in this situation, she is consenting to an intimate experience with someone that she has trusted and is getting to know and wants to be with her in the long term and has essentially made her feel that way emotionally.
Nice. So he's revisiting. Okay, good.
And then a lot of the times they'll fuck and then the guy will be like, all right, peace. That's assault. And then, if the woman is like, well, okay, fuck. Now I feel completely used. I feel completely violated, especially when it comes to the things of, you thought you were going to have some kind of sex and then he did something that you didn't fucking want. But then the police are like, but you consented to it. Now you're just regretting.
What's her end game? She's petty and evil. Fuck. We're on some super red pill shit. But it feels like, some people in these situations can present themselves as having literally zero agency, zero accountability. So she can basically say or make whatever statement or accusation she wants, and she knows that at least at the outset she'll be believed, basically no matter what. And then the onus is on the other person, I guess, to figure out how much of their life they want to talk about or how much they want to leak to fucking right the ship. Jesus.
Writing it afterwards. What do you think?
In this 2023 video, Naomi King also accuses me of trying to use them as a therapist for 3 years in an attempt to get them in bed. I was not the one wanting to buy lube and escalate things. I want to iterate that again here and prove Naomi King was the one pressuring me to go further. Then
I might have missed if you gave your opinion on this, but what do you think when men do what she's describing? I think it's a little scumbaggy, but I feel like it's scumbaggy on both sides of this. But for whatever reason, only men get in trouble for doing it, right? Like if a guy baits a woman with a relationship for sex, the guy is like evil and abusive or whatever else, and like I guess you can make videos about it. But if a girl baits a guy with sex for a relationship and the guy like doesn't date her because she gets like, we make so many videos making fun of guys who think they get friend zoned, but nobody ever seems to make fun of women who get fuck zoned because they're literally using sex to try to get the guy to date them, and then the guy doesn't. They're like, oh, well, this was like rape or sexual assault, or that's not usually what they say. They usually just say the guy was like manipulative or a scumbag. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, like you weren't being upfront either, right?
And in the same video, they apply this to Madison, who I only knew for a summer, meeting on a few dates in 2016, and only saw one final time after getting back from studying abroad in Ireland and not being in contact with him that I can recall much at, if all, while there. This narrative about me being some emotional manipulator is just outright false, and I can say just did not happen. In our relationship, I did talk to Naomi about a lot of personal things, but I certainly told them many things about myself that Madison never knew, and Madison and I only saw each other a few times and did not text that much in between. It has also been brought to my attention that Naomi King, in their second video posted Saturday, also admitted to writing 3 songs about me before our trip to Las Vegas that include lyrics like you're all I want because I can't have you, you're all I want.
Why did she post these? Bro, as soon as I was like, okay, well, maybe she just likes to write music. It's, bro.
Because you found someone new, you're all I want, now I've got no one. And you can't blame me if I feel to some extent it's not cheating if we never change the way we've been. Baby, if I come and take your hand, there's a part of me that doesn't care if she's your girlfriend. Before finally, maybe I'm being mean, I guess I am, but you love it, don't you? We both have that darkness, and if you think about it, you're her man, only because I didn't say yes back then. All that did happen that weekend was a consensual affair that I do believe both Naomi King and I feel horrible about. And I have 2 final things I want to say here, and one of them is in response to my last video. In my last video, I certainly came across lawyered up, and yes, I absolutely am. If someone comes after you, your loved one's career, and tries to destroy your life, hire a lawyer. It is not an admittance of guilt, and even in the world in general, if the police ask you to come in for
True. Very, very true.
questioning, even if you are innocent and have no idea what they are talking about, bring a lawyer. They are not on your side. Others will not be on your side, and you have a right to legal representation so you don't make dumb mistakes. And I want to say I understand why creators were
Absolutely true.
quick to make videos backing Naomi King after seeing their video. Their video was heartbreaking and full of lies. I just ask that if you could, please update your audience on the full facts now. I understand I am not going to win over everybody, and there are still going to be people who want to send hate my way because I did have an affair, and it's the worst thing I've ever done, and Kayla
Imagine if Legal Eagle comes in at the end and doesn't add.
and I are still trying to move on from it. But the one person who's been receiving hate that has absolutely done nothing wrong in this entire situation is Kayla. For 2 years, Kayla and I have been trying to grow, heal, and move on. And this has made it a lot harder.
I'm going to keep this very short. Yes, 2 years ago, Daniel had an affair while we were dating. But let me be clear, I love Daniel. And he has put in hard work and years of therapy and has proven to me that he's the person that I want to spend my life with. Yes, he is imperfect, but he's also my best friend, my business partner, the love of my life, and he's earned back my trust. It's the reason why I agreed to marry him when he proposed to me in September. And I've been there for him through all of this, just as he's been there for me. But please try to remember that I am also a person. I have seen the videos and the comments dissecting and placing judgment on my choice to stay with Daniel. I have lost friends over this, some who are unwilling or unable to stay in my life. And reliving this under a microscope, under the public eye, has been humiliating, traumatizing, and incredibly isolating. So all I ask for right now is just kindness and support.
In addition to that, many people I know for sure have been sending Naomi King's video to authors I've interviewed or sponsors that I've had, and the damage of that is going to take a long time to recover from. I don't know when it'll become okay to post regular content on the channel again here moving forward, but thank you for watching. More soon.
True. Wait, let me grab a... we need to soy the fuck up for these next few videos. 1 second. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. That was this. 4. We just watched 4. Okay, and then we got 5. Oh boy.
This is the 5th time I have tried recording an apology video, and there's no way to get it right. I am so sorry to every survivor that I have hurt in doing this. That was not my intent. And it breaks my heart how many people I have hurt. I have been reading your comments, and I am devastated by what I have done. This is not normal behavior. This is not okay, and I am checking myself. Part 2 was taken down by YouTube. It got flagged for sexual content. I'm not the one who took it down. I'm not trying to hide things. I'm not trying to pretend it didn't happen. And I already know that a bunch of you have downloaded it, so I'm not trying to hide. I am so sorry to every survivor that I have hurt in this. I am also, horrifically sorry. I want to apologize to Kayla so much. And Daniel, I am devastated by how many people I have hurt. I never said that I said no. I never said that I fought him off. I never said that I said stop. I never said that he raped me. And now I have hurt thousands of people. I have become that person that has set survivors back. And that revolts me. And I hate it. To every sexual assault survivor who watched my first...
Man, we're on some high level...
That revolts me. And I hate it. To every sexual assault survivor who watched my first video. Revolts me. And I hate it. To every...
Okay, I was wondering if she cut in the middle of that sentence, but okay, she just... Okay, jeez.
Sexual assault survivor who watched my first video and felt something and related and then watched part 2.
Oh my God. Imagine if the last video of this is... And if you guys thought this was great, this is chapter 1 of Daniel's new book, and then boom, this would be the best viral marketing campaign ever.
And felt completely betrayed. That also breaks my heart. Everyone's, experience of trauma is different. And I know that for so many people, I let you down. And I'm not okay with that. And I hurt so many people. It was not my intent. I genuinely thought I was doing something good. I thought I was protecting people, but clearly I was not. I am not okay with my behavior. It's really gross. I agree with your comments, and I am going to take a step back and reflect. I don't like this version of me, so I'm going to put an end to this. I'm going to acknowledge my faults. I stand by my trauma, but I do not stand by my behavior. I am so sorry. I apologize. I genuinely don't know what I was thinking. I don't want to blame mental illness. I don't like this behavior, and I'm going to make it stop. And I am so sorry for all of the hurt that I have caused. I thought I was doing the right thing. Clearly, I was wrong. And I am deeply ashamed of how I have been behaving.
Okay. That was video 5. We got video 6. Naomi King's 8-page letter. On one hand, I'm happy to be your friend forever and just talk and hang out and smoke weed, explore new cities, talk about books and worlds and lives. I want to meet your cat and steal him. On another hand, I want to hug you and cuddle you and kiss your face and tell you how pretty you are and how I have thought to myself numerous times about how you're going to age like fine wine. I feel disgusting because you committed to a monogamous relationship with a wonderful girl and you're cheating every time we talk. I feel dirty. Yeah, okay. I feel like this is what I said the letter was. Right? That it was going to be, what did I say 20 minutes ago? It's probably going to be a letter of her saying, we need to figure out what we are, whatever, because obviously I want a full relationship, but yeah, whatever. You say you want to cheat, and then you say you don't, and then you want, you say you want to ram your cock in my throat and think about me and blah, blah, blah. Then you say you never do it. And then, of course, in a couple months, you've changed your mind again. You go between being a friend, not being there at all, to wanting to set up an arrangement and fuck me for 48 hours straight. You want to be rough and dirty and do and say blah, blah, blah. You like the idea until it's an actual yeah, okay, yeah, that's all this is. Okay, we're going to read this. 1, 2, 5, 6. And then 7. The fuck is this? Okay, don't care about this. And then we have a new video, 1 hour old.
Hey guys, a couple days after I posted the cease and desist video, I was contacted by somebody who claims that they also had similar experiences with Daniel Greene. Again, this is just an allegation. I'm not saying that it is true. She wants to remain completely anonymous by...
And you're gonna... Oh my god, dude, I hope Jesus, please protect my mind that I'm not turned into a fucking Mago red pillar by the end of the year or end of the month.
Name and face. However, she is okay with me sharing her voice.
Oh my God.
Again, this is just an allegation. I am not saying that it's true, but somebody reached out and she wanted to share her story. So I will be putting some audio from our chat in here, and I've dictated all this stuff onto the screen if you wanted to, hear somebody else's experience with him in the past.
We went to UMW college together. We were both in the same year. This was 2013, and we both graduated 2017. We started hooking up, and we were kind of in the same, friends group, friends with benefits thing, adjacent circles. This was sophomore year. So it was early fall when we started hooking up. So yeah, when the first time we were just in my dorm room, we'd never talked about sex or hooking up or anything before. And yeah, he just grabbed me and like you were saying in your video, he did the same thing, the very aggressive tongue action and mouth.
Yep.
So I remember at the time I was really surprised by it, but I was like, okay, I did want to have sex, so fine, whatever. But it was surprising. When we had sex, he choked me and bit me really hard without my permission, which I wasn't okay with.
Yeah.
After the sex ended, he asked me, he's like, is there anything that you want different for next time? Was there anything that you weren't okay with? It was this whole thing, I really prioritize communication and we need to be on the same page. And I was like, wow, actually, thank you so much for asking. The choking and biting, I wasn't okay with. And the next time we had sex, he choked me and bit me again.
Of course.
Yeah, and so, I was 19, so in the moment I was like, okay, fine, this isn't worth bringing up again, it's going to be ignored. There was one time where I was hungover. I think in general, sex ended. You want to have sex thing in your video. So yeah, when benefits thing, adjacent.
Sophomore year, so this was 2014, so this was 10 years ago. Okay. Jesus. Well. What are you going to do? What an adventure. I respect her game. Man, she just broadcast a whole ass 7-minute call. All right, well, that was a fun visit. Good luck. Jesus Christ. Doge posted receipts. There's a lot of booktubers that dogpiled on him after the first video that are apologizing now.
Hello. I'm here to, of course, apologize to Daniel Greene and to Kayla. As I said in my community post, when Daniel responded, if he disproved claims, I would, of course, come here to apologize. Now,
why not just wait for a full response from him first? Okay.
Would have remained as a community post. I feel like a match of whatever content I made is what is deserved in regards to bringing awareness to it. I woke up this morning to watch Naomi's video and then to watch Daniel's response in terms of not to that video, just everything. And I can only state...
Wait. Hold on. No, okay. Just making sure. I was making sure the very first long video she didn't have those Instagram DMs, right? That was in the second long video she did, right? Just making sure. Because damn, if you watched that video and you were still super against him without knowing that there was at least something else up, then Jesus.
How sick I am to have seen someone manipulate to hurt so many people.
Okay, no one cares.